Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Jaya Radha, Rase Hare Radha, Rase Hare Radhe. Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jai Prabhupada. Nitai Gaura Hari Bo, Hari Bo, Hari Bo, Hari Bo. Jai Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari, Jai Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari, Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari, Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari,
जय यशोदनन्दन व्रज जनरञ्जना यशोदनन्दन व्रज जनरञ्जना यमुनतीरा वनचारी यमुनतीरा वनचारी जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी जय गोपी जन वल्लभ गिरिवरधारी जय गोपी जन वल्लभ गिरिवरधारी जय यशोदनन्दन व्रज जनरञ्जना यशोदनन्दन व्रज जनरञ्जना यमुनतीरा वनचारी यमुनतीरा वनचारी जय राधा कुंज बिहारी जय विष्णुपाद परमहंस परिव्राजकाचार्य अष्ट सदा श्रीमद ऐसी भक्तिवेदांत स्वामी श्रील प्रभुपाद की नमाचार्य हरिदास ठाकुर की प्रेम से कहो श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद शुद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद की श्री श्री राधा कृष्ण गोप गोपीनाथ श्याम कुंड राधा कुंड गिरि गोवर्धन की वृंदावन धाम की मथुरा धाम की मायपन द्वीप धाम की पुरुषोत्तम क्षेत्र जगन्नाथपुरी धाम की गंगामय की यमुनामय की तुलसी महारानी की श्रील प्रभुपाद ट्रांसेंडेंटल बुक डिस्कशन प्रोग्राम की श्री श्री राधा रास बिहारी ललिता विशाखा की श्री श्री सीताराम लक्ष्मण मान की श्री श्री गौर निताई की श्रील प्रभुपाद की अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की all glories to assembled devotees, all glories to assembled devotees, all glories to assembled devotees, all glories to Shri Guru and Gauranga. Somebody is complaining, not can't log in, asking for password. ऐसा कुछ है क्या? विशाल अग्रवाल का नया लिया आपने?
Yeah, I could log in now.
हरे कृष्णा। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। नारायणं नमस्कृत्यं नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरयेत् नष्टप्रायेषु भद्रेषु नित्यं भागवत सेवया भगवति उत्तम श्लोके भक्तिर्भवति नैष्टिकी। ओम अज्ञानतिमिरन्दस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपा कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकम्। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरो श्रीयुतापदकमलं श्रीगुरुन् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगणा रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधा कृष्णपादान् सहगणा ललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च हे कृष्णा करुणा सिंधु दीनबंधो जगत्पते गोपेशा गोपिका कांत राधा कांत नमोस्तुते तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैता गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौरभक्तवृंद हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। चलो आ जाओ राजेश, फोन बंद कर दो। सब लोग फोन बंद कर देना, नो फोन कॉल्स। Before I start Gajendra Moksa, I will tell you one very interesting story based on Harivamsh Purana. Then after that, we'll go into Gajendra Moksha. So, Vasudeva Sutam Devam, Kamsachanuramardanam, Devaki Paramanandam, Krishnam Vande Jagadguru. So, nowadays we see ordinary people, Prabhupada says in one of the purports, that who has never gone out of his village, but they proclaim themselves as Jagadguru, right? But Prabhupada says the real Jagadguru is Lord Shri Krishna, right? Krishna. Vasudeva Sutam Devam, Kamsachanuramardanam, Devaki Paramanandam, Krishnam Vande Jagadguru. So, once one disciple told Prabhupada, I am completely surrendering to you. You know, Prabhupada said, don't surrender to me completely. I may cheat, but surrender to Krishna, because Krishna will never cheat, right? So, Jagadguru means his teachings should be accepted by everybody, right? Everybody. And not only that, when we see him, we should become very, very blissful. Such personalities are Lord Ramchandra and Lord Krishna. It is mentioned that even though Jarasandha comes, Shishupala and all, they were always fighting with Krishna, but they never said Krishna is an ordinary person. When we read Harivansh Purana, there is a pastime where they have coronated Krishna as Rajendra, king of kings. So during the time, Jarasandha praises Krishna, right? Dantavakra praises Krishna. Shishupal praises Krishna. So so like that. So uh, one thing is there that according to Harivamsha Purana, only Krishna can be called as Jagat Guru. He is the only Jagat Guru. Because that's why Prabhupada says, even now people study Bhagavad Gita. And if you observe all the philosophies written by modern philosophers, they are all based on Bhagavad Gita only. They didn't give the name, they didn't give credit to Krishna, but they have taken the philosophy from Bhagavad Gita and they added their own mental concoctions and some new philosophy. But actually, it's all from Bhagavad Gita only. So it is mentioned um, in Harivamsha Purana. All of you can note down or by heart this verse. Make it as a personal, to follow this verse, right? Bhagavatam and Bhagavad Gita are meant for not only hearing, but bring them into your life, follow them, right? Shravana means, Shravana means, right? Suppose I will tell you, right? What's your name, Mataji? Nivedita. Nivedita. Suppose I want a glass of mango juice. I'm asking you, I want a glass of mango juice. So you didn't hear, right? Did you hear? No, you didn't hear. I asked glass of mango juice. What you should do? You should get up and get it, nah? So you didn't do it, right? That means you didn't hear. Hearing, hearing means following, right? So when I tell, how many of you, many times I tell in the class, right? How many of you follow this instruction? Like many times I told in the class that Hasam Harer Avanitaya Atiloka Tivra Shokashu Sagara Vishoshanam Ati Udara. So whenever you are in Shoka, when you are in lamentation, Lord Kapil Dev says, one should meditate on the smiling of Lord Krishna. Have you heard, Pratik? This? Sushili, did you hear? So what did you do that day? Friday? He has some problem, he was right? He had a 500, 2,000 rupees note ka problem. So he was actually pressing his head. But what you should be doing? Meditate on the smiling face of. So that is called hearing. This hearing will come, this real hearing will come after thousands of years of hearing. राइट अदरवाइज कितने साल से एक ही बात सुन के जाते हैं आप लोग कोई देयर इज नो डिफरेंस ओनली राइट इज इट नॉट कोई फर्क पड़ता है थोड़ा लिटिल लिटिल आफ्टर मेनी इयर्स కొంచెం కొంచెం राइट सो निवेदिता जी समझ में आया हियरिंग मीन्स following another thing hearing means repeating Hearing means repeating. Hearing means following. Shravanam Kirtanam. So that is the maunena kalaho nāsti. बोलिए nāsti jāgarato bhayam. kṛṣito nāsti durbhikṣaṁ. japato nāsti pātakam. बोलिए maunena kalaho nāsti. nāsti jāgarato bhayam. kṛṣito nāsti durbhikṣaṁ. japato nāsti pātakam. Did you type it? Or you can type it. No. Who can repeat? maunena लिख लीजिए maunena kalaho nāsti. nāsti jāgarato bhayam. kṛṣito nāsti durbhikṣaṁ. japato nāsti pātakam. You want to fight? You want to avoid fighting? What you should do? You should remain quiet. If you remain quiet, then suppose somebody, what is your name? Ganesh. Somebody comes and gives you gali, suvar. Are you suvar? So you should not become upset, right? Right? So what you should do? You should remain silent. If you remain silent, fighting will end. Right? But if you say kutta, then there will be more fighting. Right? So best thing is maunena kalaho nāsti. Rather, you should give blessings. Once, one sannyasi, along with his disciple, Madhukari, he used to go for Madhukari. One lady, she is very, very conjuice. She wouldn't give anything. So whenever he would give, Mata, bhikṣaṁ dehi, she would come and give galis. Then that guru, that sannyasi would give her blessings. Saubhagyavati bhava. Next day he went.
So
along with
this account is it's a
Again,
Swiss-based account, right?
he asked Bhavati bhikṣaṁ dehi. Then again, अट्टे कट्टे हो, काम धंधा नहीं है, काम करके कमा सकते हो ना, क्यों हमको सताते हो, ये वो करके गाली दे. वापस पुत्रवती भवा. So every time like that. The disciple was very fed up. Guru Maharaj, why are you, all the time going to this lady's house? Giving, unnecessarily, hearing galis. I'm not taking, I'm not accepting those galis. So it's not happening. So one day, she's so fed up. One day he went again. Bhavati bhikṣaṁ dehi. समझ में नहीं आता है क्या? बदमाश लोग आ जाते हैं सुबह सुबह, उनको काम धंधा नहीं है क्या? ऐसा वैसा करके उन्होंने ऐश दिया, रॉक ऐश. बहुत ही सभी को बहुत ही इंसल्ट लग गया. अरे कितना इंसल्ट. Then that day, as soon as he received ash, Guru is very pleased. Sannyasi is very pleased. Then he gave more blessings. So disciple is fed up. What is this nonsense? She gave. Now all this while she was only giving galis. Now she insulted you by giving, ash. So that is not insult, you know. Today, at least she started giving by ash. Tomorrow she will give cash. Right? Huh? Manapmana, right? Maunena, kalaho, nāsti. Nāsti jāgarato bhayam. By remaining awake in self-realization, one can give up fear. Right? So, Prabhupada says, you know, like previously, when I was a very poor brahmachari, you know, I used to go second class, you know, sleeper class, sleeper. Sometimes, we wouldn't get tickets only, so we would sleep on the floor. A newspaper laga ke so jate the, right? Abhi, so there was no fear because we were not carrying cash at the time because we used to go along with the leader. Then the leader was carrying cash. So every time we would, take little ticket booking, no room booking. You know, we used to stay in a dormitory. Mayapur, if you go Gada building, first floor, there is a dormitory. So sleeping bag laga ke so jane ka, right? So there was no fear, you know, because there is no cash, there are no valuables, right? There's no fear. So now after I become head pujari, then थोड़ा तो money cash आ गया, उसके बाद साथ mobile phone, then camera. I used to carry camera, you know, like that. So there was fear, you know. So I was not getting sleep because carrying cash, carrying expensive camera, mobile, and all that. So I used to remain awake, you know, koi train mein, right? So then nāsti jāgarato bhayam. So another deeper meaning is we should actually, if you remain awake in self-realization, there will be fear gone. Prabhupada says that in order to perform devotional service, one should be very joyful. How many of you are joyful? You are not joyful? Huh? So, how many of you are joyful? Very good. Right? That is the. In order to become joyful, Prabhupada says, one should give up fearfulness. One should become fearless. Right? In order to become fearless, one should meditate on the wonderful form of Lord Nishingadev. Right? All the fear will go away if you meditate on Lord Nishingadev. Right? So, nāsti jāgarato bhayam and kṛṣito nāsti durbhikṣaṁ. If you work hard, you will never go hungry. Right? For a hardworking person. Prabhupada says, begaris, with instead of being unemployed, better to work without salary. What do you call बेरोजगार? बेरोजगारी से बेगारी अच्छा है, right? बेरोजगारी से बेगारी अच्छा. So Prabhupada gave this example. Suppose if you have no work, then you go to some kirana shop wala or some shop wala, you tell him, I will work free of cost. Just don't give any salary, right? So Prabhupada says, India people they are not so cruel. If you work, at least they will give you food, right? Just like you sometimes you want to change. Hare Krishna. Krishna, right? So, idle man's brain is devil's workshop. Prabhupada said, a devotee is not at all ambitious. So, if you want to be fearless, then you should be free from ambition also. Prabhupada said, once he was speaking to one reporter in America, a devotee is not ambitious. Then Kirtan Maharaj was there. He was trying to correct Prabhupada. He is not materially ambitious, but he has spiritual ambition. Prabhupada said, no, he doesn't have spiritual ambition also. A devotee is satisfied if he gets to chant Hare Krishna and gets little prasad. If some service is given, he will do it. Otherwise, he will take his, if you don't have any, nobody gives you service, take your chadar and clean the main doors of the dust. Devotee is satisfied. Like that, berojgari se begari. Achha. So those who work hard, they will never go hungry. Japato nāsti pātakam. If you chant Hare Krishna mantra, all the sinful reactions get nullified. Right? Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, Maharshinam cha bhruguraham giram aham ekam aksharam. Yajnanam japa yajñosmi stavaranam himalayah. Right? Yajnanam japa yajñosmi. Of all yajñas, I am japa yajña. Why Krishna says like that? Anybody can give explanation? Can anybody contribute? Krishna is saying that of all yajñas, I am japa yajña. Why? Pulap, doctor? Pulap, Raseshwar Prabhu? Why? Of all yajñas, I am japa yajña, Krishna is saying. The beauty of japa yajña is you don't need any ingredients. For performing other yajñas, you need very pure substances. Right? So lot of, you have to give, when yajña is born, he's incarnation of Krishna, right? Yajña, is the son of Dharma. So in third Canto Bhagavatam it is given. As soon as yajña is born, he is married. What does that mean? One should not perform yajña without giving proper dakshina. Right? So that is, so if you don't give dakshina, then like we have heard, one will become Brahma Rakshas. You perform yajna and then you don't give dakshina, and that person will become Brahma Rakshas. We have heard it. So, anyway, yajnanam japa yajñosmi. So, but for performing japa yajna, you don't need any ingredients, no expenses. Right? Only two things are required. What are they? Tongue and ears. Right? And then it is most powerful. And like everyone surprised that why Rajasuya Yajna failed. Right? So some people, they say there is some Vastu dosha was there. Like that. So later on, one Shivashnavacharya is commenting that because, while collecting taxes, all the four brothers, they went to four directions. So some of them, they were defeated very badly and they were forced to give taxes. Like that. So Krishna told, Yudhishthira Maharaj? Because some of the kings, they have given taxes with dukkha. You cause distress to the kings. That is why, as a result, this Maha Yuddha has taken place, and then so many people have died. Like that. Anyway, there is a lot of discussion about this war, this Rajasya sacrifice, because Janmejaya Maharaj also he asked, "You are a Trikalajna, why you allowed this, Rajasya sacrifice to take place?" Then Vasishtamani, Vyasamani, he asked Vyasamani. Vyasamani said, "They never asked me whether I should do it or not. Yudhishthira Maharaj never asked me." Anyway, it's a separate discussion. Anyway, but for doing Hare Krishna Mahamantra Yajna, no tax. You can sit alone and chant Hare Krishna. So, what is this Bhairavi Mataji she is asking? She is not able to. Huh? Go out and tell her.
Actually, now to ask it's being quite difficult. But actually, I have a problem that now is a very big issue. Whenever it's any type of bhajan, it's so aggressive that I tend not to give. But still, I don't know what is happening. It's like my I'm driving my car and keep a tire again.
Anyway, when their marriage ceremony takes place, Vasishtha Muni and Arundhati Nakshatra they show, Arundhati, is wife of Vasishtha Muni, and then she became very, very famous, right? Once one husband asked, why they only show Arundhati Nakshatra, only one nakshatra, only one star on marriage day. She said, on marriage day they will show only one nakshatra. After some time, I will show all the stars. Right? Like that. So Arundhati became highly elevated because she remained quiet, mauna. Right? There is a joke, आपके घर में मारुति गाड़ी है, स्कूटी है, बाकी आप कौन सा गाड़ी चलाती है? मैं जुबान चला so जुबान चलाना, वो लोग बोलते हैं ना कैची की तरह जुबान चलाती है ऐसा, जुबान चलाना बंद करना चाहिए, राइट? बिकॉज अरुंधति ये जुबान चलाना बंद कर दिया, so because of she maintained mauna. Are वो she got it?
But recording it.
She so very very important to remain quiet. So Narada Muni advised that if there is a fight between husband and wife, what they should do? In Padma Purana, Narada Muni gave advice. What you should do? If the wife is saying then you should say Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. If the husband is saying you should say Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Then fight will don't reply, for anything you should say Hare Krishna. Right? If the husband is accusing you, your family is like this, your family is like that, your ma is like that, then Hare Krishna. Right? If the wife is saying, my mother is like this, then what you should say? Actually, Prabha, we should actually preach what you you should follow what you preach, right? Like some devotees have seen, one day, one Narsingha Chaturdashi Abhishek day, I stopped one devotee doing some extra Abhishek. Then after the Abhishek, he came to my room and then
Hare Krishna
started beating me. Some devotees, they saved me. So then I was reading this, so I said I kept quiet. बहुत सारा गाली दे रहा था. I just kept quiet. Then the fight has stopped, after that. Now Krishna inspired him or whatever. Now after that he never came for Abhishek. So actually better to keep quiet. After some time you can go and speak to them nicely.
अगर आपको बताएंगे तो सबको बताना पड़ेगा कि वो सबके लिए नहीं था, वो जुहू से जो कुछ भक्त लोग आए थे उन सबके लिए होगा,
trying to convince them or replying. Because during that time when they are angry, their ears become closed. Right. So this is a very great advice. You should actually practically implement. Like next time, implement this and tell me the result.
नहीं, मैं कब का आ गया वापस?
Okay.
3-3:30 बजे वापस आ गया.
What you should do? Either you should say Hare Krishna or
hello.
Okay. Once
तो आप आओ ना शाम
one
को.
father told his sons that whatever may happen, all the time you should never give up Hare Kirtan. Hare Kirtan. Like that. Once they were going in the forest, carrying some valuable things. Some dacoits have attacked. Then he suddenly started shouting Hari, 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 like that. Then immediately those dacoits ran away. You know what happened? Because their leader was Hari. His name was and without telling him, they came to robbery. Then he thought when they called Hari Hari, they thought he is related to their leader, so they ran away. So they already understood. Hari Hari is very valuable instruction. So whatever happens, so once there is a lady, her name is Chintamani. That Chintamani became a sadhvi, and she opened a mutt in Benares. So she started giving initiation, mantra upadesh, and all that. So mostly low class people, not low class, all these chamaras and all these Sudra type people, they started approaching her because she's she's not a Brahmin. So that time, during medieval ages and all, usually Brahmins, they would give initiation to Brahmins only, like that. So there is one very great spiritual leader. His name was Ananda Tirtha. Right? Ananda Tirtha. He is a very greatly advanced sadhu. So he was actually attracting a lot of people. So usually we see in ISKCON also we see there is a competition between different groups. मेरा group में ज़्यादा लोग आते हैं, उनका group में नहीं आते. ये सब this competition is always there. So this lady was thinking, let me I should attract more people. This person is attracting more people, like that. So one day she went to his ashram. She went to his ashram. So there, that time, unfortunately for her, not for him, unfortunately for her, he was practicing maunavrat. Maunena, kalaho, nāsti. Maunavrat. So she went and then she offered obeisances. She said, I am Chintamani, so and so, sannyasi. So I request you, you are attracting so many people. Send some people to me also. No, I want to all that stuff. He said, So he was, doing japa. So, our mind is very strong, we imagine so many things. It's called mental concoction. That is why always I have this realization. We should always, be attached to the truth, right? So mind, is attached to untruth. So right now, whatever our mind says, it is untruth only, mostly. So that is why don't listen to what your mind says. Always, find out the truth, because our mind is very fond of untruth. So as soon as someone says, "Arey, so and so is having it," immediately we believe because we like it. No, we'll not, bother, let me find out if it's a fact or, like that. So mind concocts so many things. One should be very, very. So my mind went. So she felt very insulted, saying that, what is this? He speaks to everybody because my background is not so good. So he's insulting me. So I will take revenge. I will take revenge. Nothing, he's just practicing Maunavrat that day. He thought like that. But she came and then she faced something and then she, concocted so many things and then she. So one day, one chamara means, this chappal banane wala. He went and met her, said, Swamini, please bless me. I am not having a son. Yeah? I'm not having a son. So said, okay, you do one thing. You do one thing. Prepare very nice chappal and then leave it on the bank of Ganga. And then hide yourself in the bush. Her plan is Ananda Tirtha, every day he would go and take bath in Ganga, 5 o'clock in the morning or something. And then it is around 2 miles away from his ashram. So he would walk down, like that every day. There is in Veda, in Puranas and all, it is mentioned, one should not wear somebody else's chappal. पूरा उसका कर्मा आप में आ जाएगा. You wear somebody else's chappal. In very many houses I see, they have a common chappal for going to bathroom. Right? How many of have? Right? They leave one common chappal they keep outside bathroom, and then everybody wears this chappal and go there. It's actually not advisable. Anyway, so she told him that don't take money from him. If he wears this chappal, Ananda Tirtha, Anand Tirtha, don't wear this chappal. Don't take any money for this chappal. If ask, who made this chappal, just keep quiet. Then you see the tamasha. One day, she sent very, very tasty milk to Anand Tirtha. Then when he drank that milk, next day, instead of waking up at 5 o'clock, he woke up at 8 o'clock. Right? 8 o'clock. Then he went to Ganga. He took bath and he did his japa and all that. He was sitting. So by the time he finished his puja and all, it became 10 o'clock. And summertime, Benares, very, very hot. So when he started walking, just to 5 minutes, after 5-6 minutes walk, his feet started burning, like that. Said, what to do? Usually, morning 5 o'clock, they just, Vrindavan and all, we just walk, right, without chappal and all. So he was, then he thought, how will I walk 2 miles? Under this hot summer, my feet will burn. Then he saw this beautiful new chappals. Then they said, okay, it's lying there, so I will wear it. Then I will pay the money to whomever has this chappal. So he wore the chappal. He went to ashram. Then he told his disciples that find out who kept this chappal and give the money. So because in Vedas it is said, never take free service. Don't be a freeloader, right? You see, like in in modern times, two people, they are Pukachandan, politicians and film actors. They will come, all these politicians, they want free kalash. Nobody will pay. No, you see all these film actors, they never pay. Oh, for publicity के लिए वो लोग बुलाते हैं, right? Oh, they don't think 41,000 they can, they think they can't give. Only Ekta Kapoor gives, otherwise all this Shetty and all, you will see, all they come, they're all free. And then all these politicians, they come and they do kalash and free. They will get, they will become servants the next time. Anyway. So they went to all the chamaras shops, and they asked, did you make this chappal? Did you make this chappal? Whose chappal? Whose chappal? I want to, my Guru Maharaj wants to pay. This person, they came to this person also, who made this chappal. He also kept quiet. Said, what to do? Free mein chappal, free mein kisi ka saman le liya maine. Previously it is a very, very big aparad. Do you know? Unless anything, even if it is lying, on the road, you should not pick it up and take it. Even if you want to take somebody else's vastu, you should ask that person, can I take it? And then you take it. If he says don't take it, you should not take it. So many times I told this story for new people are there. Once, there are two brothers, Brahmanas, they are doing tapasya in the forest. They had ashrams and all. One day, younger brother went to elder brother's ashram. That time, elder brother was not there. So he was feeling hungry. He picked up some fruits from his garden and then ate. So while he was eating, elder brother came. Then elder brother asked, why did you eat these fruits? He said, Arey, main aapka to bhai hu. I was feeling hungry, so I ate. He said, no, it is chori, you stole without my permission. How could you eat the fruits? So you are not, because you stole, you are not eligible for doing any more devotion, tapasya or whatever, religious activities. You go to the king, get the punishment for stealing, then purify yourself. Then he went to the king. So aisa ho gaya. Raja said, oh, what is this small thing? No. Then he chastised her. No, you, according to Manusha Smriti, you should punish. Then he said, according to Manu Smriti, one should cut your hand. So the king cut his hand, right hand. Then he came back. Then the elder brother was satisfied. It's very good. Then he said, go to some nearby river, take bath. Then you will become purified for doing tapasya again. Then he went and took bath. Then he got his hand back. Anyway, Bhishmadev says the story in Mahabharata that he could have, purified. He could have forgiven. No, one should get rid of one's prarabdha karma. So like that. So since Ananta Tirtha, he became very, very disturbed. He said, now what to do? Now I got this karma. Before going back to Godhead, I need to get rid of this karma. I need to get rid of this karma. Then he said, I will have to take birth. Then he, through his divya jnana, he found out that this chappal belonged to so and so chamar. So he told his disciples, he had a perfected sadhu. So what he did, he said, I will leave this body and take birth as a son in this chamara's family, and then I will repay my debt to him. Chappalga price. Then I will come back. So you just dig out and then keep my body. So these yogis are very capable of maintaining the bodies by their yogic powers. They keep this body. If anybody asks where is your guru gone, then you tell them that he has gone for Tirthayatra. Tirthayatra means going from one place to another place. So he has gone from one place to another place. So they were not telling lies also. So he went. Then this Chintamani told this charmer, said, under whatever may be the circumstance, under no circumstances, don't take a single paisa from him, from your son. As soon as you take a single paisa from him, you will lose your son. So make sure, he will repay his debt, he will go. Like that. What is this, Naya rule? No, you will not understand. Like that. So the wife became Garbhavati, then she gave birth to a son. Then that son, he is not drinking milk of mother's milk. Why? So he had this problem. He was saying, I will not take anything from these parents. If I take anything from these parents, I will become indebted. And then these people have this problem. Don't take anything from this guy. Because once you take any money from this guy, from my son, he will be free of the debt and then he will go. Like that. So yeah, maramari chal raha tha. Then this Chamar complained to Chintamani, saying that Mate, this boy is not drinking milk. How will he survive? Then Chintamani came and asked this boy, small boy, he said, because she knows who has taken birth. Said, Kastambala, who are you? Then he said, I am a yati. So I cannot take, milk from this lady. Then she asked, can I send you cow milk? I can take cow milk because you are a sannyasi. So no problem. So every day, then she felt very sorry, for a small, insult. इतना तकलीफ में डाल दिया है साधु को. So every day, because if she doesn't drink milk, she will die. He will die. So she every day she was supplying cow milk. He's not eating anything from the house. Like that. So one day, so he became like that, very handsome, beautiful. He was a sadhu, right, in his previous life. So very beautiful, handsome boy. And then the parents have developed so much love for him, even though he is not taking anything from them and all that. And then one day, when he became 80 years old, when he became 80 years old, he was thinking, "Mera sharir ko kya ho gaya? Itne saal ho gaya." Right? What would have happened and all that. Then he said, "Apadi kim karaniyam." He said, when there is a danger, what one should do. Then he remembered from the Puranas that one should remember Hari. Right? So then he started chanting Hare Krishna Mahamantra. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram. Right? So Brahma Adi, na pichnik kinkaryam. So when you chant Hare Krishna Mahamantra, then even Brahma also will change your Vidirata, Vidi. Like that. So because Brahma will become your servant. It's like that. So one day, what happened? The charmer had a problem. He said he has to attend some marriage ceremony. If he doesn't attend, then his relationships will be spoiled. So he has to go. But that day, previously, these Madigas and charmers and all, they had this duty of playing the drum, right? And then dandoro peetne ka, wake up, remain awake, remain awake, remain, jāgarato nāsti, bhayam, right? So remain awake, remain awake, remain awake, like that he has to. So he has to go. Then he told, no, don't worry, our son will go. Our son will go. Don't worry. Like that. So it's not what you call डफली, वो डफली वाला गाना है ना, क्या उसको क्या बोलते हैं? डफली बोलते हैं. So he has to, beat the drum and then remain awake, like that. So as per with as will of the providence, that day king had a fight with his wife. So he was not getting sleep, right? So instead of sleeping in the bedroom, he came to the terrace, and then he was like, he was rolling in the bed. He was not getting sleep. So this boy, he was Vedantist, right? In previous life, right? While playing the drum, beating the drum, he started singing very nice song, right? What is that? Ashaya baddhate loka karmana bahujanmana ayukshinam na jananti tasmad jagrata. Said Ashaya baddhate loka. Everybody is bound by asha. That I'll be happy, I'll be happy, I'll be happy. Ashate baddhate loka karmana bahujanmana. So we keep on doing karma for many, many lifetimes. Ayu kshinam na jananti. They will not know that ayu is reducing. Isliye tasmat jagrata. That is why be careful. Jagrata means be careful, be careful. Be awake. King really got up. Who is this guy? So there are first jam, first. Then again, after a few hours, again he has to go. In societies and all, these Gurkhas and all, they make awaj, right? Right? They make awaj like that. Then, so then he said, next jam, next meeting, what he will say, right? Then again he was waiting. Then again this boy, he went. Then again he started beating the drum. Then again he started singing very nice song. Mata nāsti, pita nāsti, nāsti bandhu sahodara, artham nāsti, griham nāsti, tasmāt jagrata. Right? Mata nāsti, pita nāsti, nāsti bandhu sahodara. Everybody will die. They will. Artham nāsti. Your money also will be lost, gone. And then griham nāsti. Right? Everything like that. Tasmat jagrata. Right? Kitna bhi, how many houses you may have, right? But ultimately, one small house will be made, right? In Samadhipuram, right? But like there is a Telugu song. I will I'll sing and explain to you. Illu illu ani, evi illu nadi ani evu. Ni illu ekkada chilaka. Uriki uttarana, samadhi puramuna. Katti illu unnadi chilaka. Right? There is a very famous Telugu song. Illu illu. So, ye mera ghar hai, mera ghar hai. Illu illu. Illu means, house. Illu illu. But at the end of your life, Samadhipuram, Samadhipuram, Katte illu means, house made of wood, wooden sticks. That is our final house. Like in America, they have only this house, All their houses are made of wood only in America. ఎన్నాళ్ళు బతికినా ఏమి సామ్రాజ్యమే కొన్నలుకో రామచిలక మోసేరు నలుగురు వెమ్మడి పడి మండి. Right? However opulently you may live, in the end 4 people will take you, and then 10 people will come to Samshan. Right? Like that. But వెంట ఎవరు రారు చిలక, but all of them will only come up to Samshan God, but nobody will come with you, only super soul will come. Like that. So remember, Mata nāsti, boliye, Pita nāsti, nāsti bandhu sahodaram. Right? Artham nāsti, graham nāsti, tasmat jāgarato jāgarato. King became very like, who is this guy, Chamar, how is speaking such high philosophy? Huh? Then again, next jump, next round, he's waiting. Right? Next waiting. Then again, this boy went, then Janma dukkam, jara dukkam, jaya dukkam, punah punaha. Samsara sagara dukkam, tasmat jāgarato jāgarato. Right? This is our basic philosophy. Right? Janma dukkam, jara dukkam, right? Jaya dukkam means wife and children. Right? Samsara sagara dukkam. That is why tasmat. He's speaking very high philosophy. Then the king find out, from whose house today, this turn timetable. They found out, and then his father came back by that time. He asked his wife, "Kya chal raha hai?" He said, "Acha chal raha hai, but this boy is, whatever. Instead of saying this, he's singing some songs, like that. It's okay, like that. So early in the morning, tuck tuck tuck, they opened the door. Sainik, Raj Sainik said, "Are you your turn yesterday?" Yeah. Said, "What happened?" King has asked you. Well, both of you come. Then he said, "What happened?" No, my son has not done anything. Like that. Then the king was surprised. He asked this father, Chamar, who is yesterday who is playing the drum? He said, "No, I'm only playing. Don't tell lies. Say who." Then he said, "My son only. Please forgive him and all." And then don't worry. Then he asked this boy, "How do you know all this philosophy?" Then he said, "I was Anantirtha in my last life, like this. Then the king sat with him, and then he took Bodha, Upanishads, Vedanta Sutra, Bhagavad Gita. He learned from him. Then as a Guru Dakshina, he gave her 10,000 gold coins. 10,000 gold coins. You know, in a big basket. He tokri mein rakh ke diya. He told his father, take it, take it. Father said, no, I don't want. You know. Then again, that Anantita was wondering, you know, what should I do now? So what if you are in trouble? What you should do? Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So very Janmashwarya Shuddha Sribir. So very, very feelingly he started, doing Hari Kirtana. Then, because it's getting late, so many years, what to do? So suddenly, that day night, there was a huge fire in the colony. So everybody, when there's a fire accident. So this boy, what he did, he took this basket, said, Papa, take it out, take it out. Everything, take it out. So he took it. As soon as he took it, he fell into the fire and then he got burnt and then he died. Then he went back to his body. And meanwhile, Chintamani came to know and then she asked, what happened? I hope you didn't take anything. Are kya liya ye dekho? A basket full of gold coins. Then he said, okay, don't worry. Because such a great personality came and stayed with you for so many years. Because of his blessings, you will get a son. Like that. And anyway, he went back and all that. So why I'm telling this story? Is it interesting? Huh? Nice, right? So we should be very, very careful. Right? Should be very, very careful. That is why sannyas ashram is better or grihastha ashram is better. Prabhupada writes, because in Kali Yuga, sannyasis, they exploit, their dress. So in 5th chapter Bhagavad Gita, when Arjuna asked, sannyasam karmanam Krishna, right? So in that, which is better? Karma yoga visishyate. So Krishna said, better, karma yoga is better than sannyas. Sannyasa karma yogasya nihishreya karaho. Both are better. Tayostu karma sannyasa karma yoga visishyate. Because sannyasa, sannyasi means, sleeping on a branch of a tree. What? Sleeping on the branch of a tree. नींद में इधर उधर पलटी मारा तो पूरा नीचे जाएगा, right? But grihastha means, sleeping on the floor. Once our devotees, they were discussing, my devotees fall down and all. Then I declared that I will never fall down. Prabhupada also said, what is the difference between you and us? Prabhupada said, I will never fall down. Of course, Prabhupada's reply is different, my reply is different. Then I declared, I will never fall down. And they said, Prabhuji, how can you say like that? Because if I raise on, then only I'll fall. Na? A snake cannot fall anywhere, right? Right? A snake cannot fall anywhere. Snake is already on the floor. भाई थोड़ा ऊपर जाएगा तो ऊपर से नीचे जाएगा ना. But Prabhupada replied. Then next day, Prabhupada was offering prayer to Radha Raspiyari in front of the deities, saying that, my dear Radha Raspiyari, please save me from falling down. Then the disciple asked, Prabhupada, yesterday you were saying you will never fall down, but you are praying today that, please save me from falling down. Prabhupada said, that's why I don't fall down. Right? Because I'm always praying. I don't have to pray because I am already fallen. Anyway, so like that. On Nirjala Ekadashi day, devotees, they don't like to chant Tulsi Arati. You know why? Yanikani, Yanikani Chapapani. Huh? Arundhati Nakshatra, na? Arundhati became very famous because she would always remain quiet. What 4 things all of you will do? Huh? maunena, maunena. अरे माइक बंद हो गया. maunena kalaho nāsti, nāsti jāgarato bhayam, kṛṣito nāsti durbhikṣaṁ, Hare Krishna. एसी बंद हो गया लगता है. हाँ?
The stories from here.
Part of it from Harivamsha Purana. Hare Krishna. Can you put it up on the screen? Gajendra Moksa prayers. All of you, actually, if you want on mobile phones, you can open Veda base. We will chant Gajendra Moksha prayers, okay? And then we will start the Katha. 8th chapter, 8th canto, 3rd chapter, 2nd verse onwards. You can scroll. Better to, take on your mobiles. Keep managing director, Ayani? Keep. Yeah. Huh? 8th canto, 3rd chapter, 2nd verse. Okay? Everybody got? You just chant along with me. Okay? Shri Gajendra Vacha Om Namo Bhagavate Tasmai Yatayeta Chidatmakam Purushaya Adi Bijaya Pareshaya Abhidhimahi Yasmin Idam Yataschedam Yenedam Ya Idam Swayam Yosmat Parasmat Cha Para Tam Prapadye Swayam Bhuvam Yasvatmanidam Nijamaya Yarpitam Kvachid Vibhatam Kvachasattirohitam Aviddadruk Sakshi Ubhayam Tadikshate Sa Atmamulo Vatumam Paratparaha Kalena Panchatvamiteshu Kritsnasu Lokeshu Paleshu Cha Sarvabhetishu Tamastadasi Dhananam Gabiram यस्य पारे अभिव्राजते विभुः न यस्य देवा ऋषयः पदं विदुर् जन्तुः पुनः को अर्हति गन्तुमीरितम् यथा नटस्याकृतिविचेष्टतो दुरत्यानुक्रमणः समावावतु दिदृक्षवो यस्य पदं सुमङ्गलं विमुक्तसङ्गा मुनयः सुसाधवः चरन्त्यलोकव्रतम् अवर्णं वने भूतात्मभूता सुहृदः समे गतिः न विद्यते यस्य च जन्म कर्म वा न नामरूपे गुणदोष एव वा तथापि लोकाप्ययसम्भवाय यः स्वमायया तानि अनुकूलमृच्छति तस्मै नमः परेशाय ब्रह्मणे अनन्तशक्तये अरूपाय नम आश्चर्यकर्मणे नम आत्मा प्रदीपाय साक्षिणे परमात्मने नमो गिरां विदुराय मनसश्चेतसामपि सत्त्वेन प्रतिलभ्याय नायष्क्रम्येन विपश्चिता नमः कैवल्यनाथाय निर्वाणसुखसंविदे नमः शान्ताय घोराय मूढाय गुणधर्मिणे निर्विशेषाय साम्याय नमो ज्ञानघनाय च क्षेत्रज्ञाय नमस्तुभ्यं सर्वाध्यक्षसाक्षिणे पुरुषाय आत्ममूलाय मूलप्रकृतये नमः सर्वेन्द्रियगुणद्रष्टे सर्वप्रत्ययहेतवे असथाचाययोक्ताय सदाभाषाय ते नमः नमो नमस्ते अखिलकारणाय निष्कारणाय अद्भुतकारणाय सर्वागमनाय महार्णवाय नमो अपवर्गाय परायणाय गुणार्णच्छन्नचित्स्मापाय तत्क्षोभविस्फूर्जितमानसाय नाैष्कर्म्य भावेन विवर्जितागमम् स्वयं प्रकाशाय नमस्करोमि मादृक्प्रपन्न पशुपाश विमोक्षणाय मुक्ताय भूरि करुणाय नमो अलायाय स्वां तेन सर्वतनुभृन्मनसि प्रतीता प्रत्यग्दृशे भगवते बृहते नमस्ते आत्मात्मजात आप्तग्रहवित्तजनेषु सक्ते दुष्प्रापनाय गुणसङ्गविवर्जिताय मुक्तात्मभिः स्वहृदये परिभाविताय ज्ञानात्मने भगवते नम ईश्वराय यं धर्मकामार्थविमुक्तिकामा भजन्त इष्टां प्राप्नुवन्ति किं चाशिशोराति अपि देहमव्ययम् करोतु मे अदभ्रदयो विमोक्षणम् एकान्तिनो यस्य न कञ्चनार्थं वाञ्छन्ति ये वै भगवत्प्रपन्नाः अति अद्भुतं तच्छरितं सुमङ्गलं गायन्त आनन्दसमुद्रमग्नाः तमक्षरं ब्रह्म परं परेशम् अव्यक्तमाध्यात्मिकयोगगम्यम् अतीन्द्रियं सूक्ष्मम् आद्यं परिपूर्णमीडे यस्य ब्रह्मादयो देवा वेदानो चराचरा नामरूप विभेदेन फल्गव्या च कलया कृता यथार्चिषोऽग्ने सवितुर्भासस्तयो निर्यान्ति संयान्ति असकृत्स्वरोचिषः तथा यतोऽयं गुणसम्प्रवाहो बुद्धिर्मनः खानि शरीरसर्गा स वै न देवासुरमर्त्यतिर्यान् न स्त्री न सान्धो न पुमान् न जन्तुः नायं गुणः कर्म सन्न चासन् निषेधश्रेष्ठो जयतात् अशेषशः जिजीविषेणाहम् इहामुय किम् अन्तर्बहिश्च आवृत्य योन्या इच्छामि कालेन नयस्य विप्लवस् तस्यात्मलोकावर्णस्य मोक्षम् सोऽहं विश्वसृजं विश्वम् अविश्वं विश्ववेदसं विश्वात्मानम् अजं ब्रह्म प्रणतोऽस्मि परं पदम् योगरन्ध्रितकर्माणो हृदि योगा विभाविते योगिनो यं प्रपश्यन्ति योगेशं तं नतोऽस्मि अहम् नमो नमस्तुभ्यम् असह्य वेग शक्तित्रय अखिलधीगुणाय प्रपन्नपालाय दुरन्तशक्तये पदिन्द्रियाणाम् अनवाप्यवर्त्मने नायं वेदस्त्वमात्मानं यच्चाप्यहं धिया हतं तं दुरत्ययामात्म्यं भगवन्तं हितोऽस्मि अहम् Hare Krishna. Anybody knows Gajendra Moksha prayers? You know all the prayers?
There are actually
Whatever.
about the children actually was a
No, I'm asking anybody knows. Okay.
was that
Special Kalash. So what he says that anybody remembers you, anybody remembers me, and one should remember this Sarovar, this Trikuta Parvat, the garden, the crocodile, Lord Shiva, Lord Brahma, all the Indradi Devatas, Narada the Munis, everyone who remembers this pastime. As soon as you wake up early in the morning, one should remember Gajendra Moksha pastime. The day will become very auspicious, and then whatever sinful activities committed without knowledge or whatever, they become nullified at the end of the life. Right? Just like Lord Narayana took Gajendra on his Garuda and then took him back to Godhead, he will take us back to Godhead. Right? Other day, I went to Rajeshri Mataji and so they asked some question about Gajendra. Then I answered, but then I had a doubt. Then I came back and looked for the answer in that book. Then we were discussing about, so in Andhra, this Gajendra Moksha, there is one personality, Potana. He translated Bhagavatam into Telugu. And then in our textbooks in our childhood, we used to read, his prayer, Gajendra, Potana Bhagavatam and all. Very famous. So for every Andhra people, all our grandmothers and all, they used to be on their tongue, Gajendra Moksha prayers. So like that. For many years, I heard about it. I wanted to learn the prayers, but somehow, it just did not enter my heart. But this time, when Mataji, they asked this question, and when I was reading, I just got it. Then I started by hearting. Then now every day morning, as soon as I wake up, I start chanting these prayers. So remember, I hope So very, very, the Lord actually looked like Lord has revealed the meaning in my heart. And then I started, relishing the meanings. And then just like that, I was learning. Now I know at least out of 28 prayers, I know at least 23 prayers. In 1 week, I will learn all the prayers. And then it is really something. At least a few prayers, first 1 and 2. And then Madrik Prapanna Pasupasha Vimokshanaya, Karunaya, Muktaya, Bhuri Karunaya, Namo Alayaya. This prayer learns, it's a beautiful prayer. Then that Ekantino, Nayasya, Nakancha, Yasya Nakanchanartham, like that. Vanchanti Evai Bhagavat Prapanna, Ati Adbhutam Tavacharitam, Sumangalam, Dayanta Ananda Samudramagna. So some of the prayers I recommend. At least those prayers learn. And when you come to the temple, as soon as you wake up in the morning, you just offer these prayers. And then remember this pastime. Right? So one who remembers this pastime, Duswapna dosha will go away. Right? If you get bad dreams, if you got bad dreams, then you're being troubled by bad dreams. Chant this prayer or remember this pastime, and then at least remember 1 or 2 prayers, and then offer this prayer. Right? So why Gajendra? Gajendra's pastime is our life story. Gajendra's life is our life. Our life. We should remember this. Gajendra, right? Whatever is happening to Gajendra, it is happening every day to us. Right? So when you go to South India, you will find there is one sarovar where they say this pastime happened here. But actually, it is not true, because this pastime happened in higher planets. Right? So there is a Trikuta Parvat. Huh? What did he give?
He said that if we remember the day every day morning, then the day will be auspicious and the simple reaction will be nullified. And at the end of the life, the Lord will come on Garuda and he'll take us back to God.
You didn't hear? Okay. So because I became inspired, so I thought I will narrate this pastime. So there is a very large mountain, 10,000 yojanas or 80,000 high, being surrounded by ocean of milk. Right? So it is very beautifully situated. Then Trikuta Parvat means 3 peaks. One is which is made of iron, silver, and gold. Right? And then it's very, very beautiful. All that. So the mountain has also other peaks containing emeralds and jewels and all. Right? The modern society is so much consumed by plastic. Right? And previously, when the kings, when Yudhishthira Maharaj or Mandat Maharaj, Mandat Maharaj had a problem hiring priests for performing yajnas, because Brahmanas are fed up going to his yajnas and taking dakshina, and then he would feed the Brahmanas in golden plates and then silver spoons and all that. And he would tell them, take with them, take with you. हम किसी का घर में जाते हैं, स्टील प्लेट में देते हैं, फिर वापस ले लेते हैं. राइट? साफ करके वापस हमारा घर में सिल्वर प्लेट होता था कि कोई एनी गेस्ट विल कम, we would serve them in silver plates, silver, that is locked in the shelf, the cupboard. You have Andhra, all the rest, everybody, Andhra, it is very customary, that all these silver plates and they're locked, and then when the guests come, we would serve them in the silver plates and then take them back and keep them in the locker again. When Prabhupada says that when Krishna is pleased, all the there is one verse, Queen Kunti prays, Ime Janapada Sprudha, Supau Kaukshati Viruda, Vanadri Nadi Udanvanto, Vedanti Tava Vikshita. My dear Krishna, because you're showering your glances on Hastinapur, then our Indraprastha, Ime Janapada Sprudha, everybody is very, very rich. Then all these oceans are giving jewels, the cows are giving lot of milk, and the forests and all, so much gold they are giving. So like that, everybody became opulent because your glance fell on our cities, right? So by the mercy of Krishna, India can become rich if you all chant Hare Krishna very nicely. If you worship Krishna nicely, then if you chant Krishna nicely, if you read Bhagavatam nicely, these people are nowadays Hindutva, Muslims and all. So we don't have to hate Muslims, or we don't have to fight on the streets, for protecting Hinduism and all that. What you can do is we can sit in our homes, chant Hare Krishna, bring Krishna to our houses. Neyam shobhishyate tatra yatadanim gadadara tvatpader ankita bhati swalakshana vilakshite. Kunti Maharani, at least all of you, I request at least by heart Kunti Maharani's prayers. Some prayer, Prabhupada says, at least devotees should by heart some prayers at least, so that Gajendra by hearted these prayers in his last life. That is why when he was a Gajendra also he remembered these prayers, right? Like that, Prabhupada says, requests all of us, by heart some prayers at least. Huh? So last May, Neyam shobhishyate tatra yatadanim gada. My dear Krishna, because you are walking on the streets of Hastinapur, Indraprastha and our cities, your feet are leaving your impressions. Because of that, this planet, this earth became very, very glorious. Neyam shobhishyate tatra yatadanim gadadara tvatpader ankita bhati swalakshana vilakshite ime janapada sprudha supau kaukshati viruga. Like that, this Trikuta Parvat, because of water, milk touching the shore, they are producing emeralds, gold, diamonds. That is their richness, not that this plastic and all that, right? Pattal, right? We should become so rich that all of us can sit and eat in golden plates. Right? That is possible, right? By the mercy of Krishna. What opulence that we see is nothing when compared to opulence Yudhishthira Maharaj had. Right? So all why? Because it is said that Yudhishthira Maharaj performed only 3 Ashwamedha Yajnas and Indra performed 100 Ashwamedha Yajnas. By the mercy of Krishna, even though he performed only 3 Ashwamedha Yajnas, Yudhishthira Maharaj became more famous than Indra. And then his glories are chanted even in Brahmaloka. Yudhishthira Maharaj, they used to sit and talk about Yudhishthira Maharaj in Brahmaloka. And the kind of opulence he has achieved by the mercy of Krishna, Duryodhana became very, very envious. That is one of the reasons, Krishna kept him as in charge of treasury, receiving the gifts. Hey, what all gifts he was receiving, right? What opulence. If you read Mahabharata, Sabha Parva, you will be amazed. The richness of Yudhishthira Maharaj. It's all why? Because by the mercy of Krishna, right? So by the mercy of Krishna, this because milk ocean and all that, very, very opulent, like that. So once this Gaja Indra, is Gajendra, Gajendra. He is, you know, there is a anyway. So very nice description is there where all these denizens, they used to go to these valleys of Trikuta Parvat, just like many of these rich people, they go to Switzerland, right? There is, how many of you have gone Switzerland, Mount Alps? Only 2 of you. Mount Alps. once once I went to Switzerland. Rajesh, you didn't go? Once I went to Switzerland, I wanted to go to, I heard Yash Chopra movies and all. So I wanted to go to this Alps mountain. Right? And they said, how much? $220. Baba, $220. Andhra wala, my father used to tell, our, I said, udhar kuch nahi hai. So he used to go everywhere, I said, nothing, right? Photo dekho photo. Right? I said, they kya kare, $220 for seeing, a mountain. I thought it's a very big thing. Then luck would have it. I was traveling by Swiss. Our Sanjay gave first class ticket, business class ticket. So that lady, she asked me, "Do you like to?" Because I'm a freeloader, free ticket, no. So wherever they give, I have to sit. I cannot, like that. So, but she very kindly asked, "Would you like a window seat so that you can see Mount Alps?" I said, "Yeah, why not?" Then I sat and then I saw Mount Alps. People are $220 bach gaya. Anyway, so this all these denizens of heavenly planets, Gandharvas, Kinnaras, Vidyadhara, Charanas, and all, they would play, they would enjoy, along with their wives in this Trikuta mountains, Siddhas, Charanas, Gandharvas, like that. So, and then valleys beneath the Trikuta mountain are decorated with beautiful flower trees and all that. So there is a long description of various trees and then various flower trees and various other trees. You can read. So the leader of the elephants, Gajendra, he's the leader. He along with his wives and children and then friends, so he entered this Udyanavan, this garden, so that garden is filled with very, very nice, beautiful flowers and so much fragrance. Then all this, then elephant was intoxicated, by drinking, liquor. Prabhupada mentions that even on higher planets, all these animals, all these species, they exist, right? Krishna has pets, right? Sometimes he would keep some cats and all that, as pets, like that. So all the species are there on higher planets also. So they, but because of his Purva Sukriti, he became, instead of even the lions, they used to be afraid of this elephant. So when he would walk, all these foxes, wolves, buffaloes, bears, boars, all that monkeys, rabbits, other deer, many other loiters elsewhere in the forest. So they were all very friendly with him also. But they are afraid, but they are not. They are friendly with them also. So while Gajendra, while walking, he made this Trikuta Parvat, tremble, tremble, and then yeah. Then all these bumblebees, they were actually hovering around him because he was intoxicated with the liquor, very fine liquors. Then then he, along with his wives and relatives and friends, like Gajamadam, like that. So he was very proud, and then he entered the lake. He entered the lake. If he simply drank water and then came out, nothing would have happened, right? Nothing would have happened. But he took bath. Then he crushed, all the lotus flowers and all the flowers and all. Then he was with his trunk. He is picking up water and then bathing his wife and children, or wives and children, right? So this is our life, right? Once we went to Vrindavan Yatra, and somebody or the other used to carry my bag and all that. I used to walk like that. So one Grahastha devotee, on his shoulders, his son was sitting. Then he's carrying his wife's bag in one hand, his bag in another hand, and then the child on his shoulders. Then he was struggling, and the wife was walking very coolly. Then I looked, Prabhuji, this is Grahastha life. Right? Out of switched off the AC? ठंडी लग रहा है? Huh? It's hot,
चलो करेंगे.
Right? Grahastha life means it's an open jail. Right? So actually, we are not condemning, because I told before that Grahastha ashram is better than sannyas ashram in Kali Yuga. But all of you should discuss the disadvantages of Janma Mrityu Jara Vyadi, every day, so that you get inspired to chant Hare Krishna nicely. Not that you are very comfortable, like that. It's not very comfortable, right? Anyway, so he created such nuisance, so much. They are making so much noise. They destroyed all the flowers in the. Then there was so much agitation, in the Sarovar, right? In the Sarovar. So because he is making so much noise, one crocodile, very, very strong, powerful crocodile, he caught him. He caught his leg. So this is our life. These three things are there. What are they? Gajendra, crocodile, and Sarovar. What is Sarovar? What is Sarovar compared to? What is Sarovar? Samsara Sagaram. Right? Who is Gajendra? Who is Gajendra? Yeah, all of us. Then what is crocodile?
Time.
Moham. मोह, राइट? हम सबको मोह पकड़ लिया, राइट? All the atmas, what we are doing? We are serving our senses. No, we are serving our senses. We are serving our wife's senses or your wife's senses. then, then, then children's senses, right? So Atma. So for just like there is a huge fight took place between battle. There is a huge fight took place between elephant and the crocodile for 1000 years. Sahasra means ananta. According to Sanskrit, Sahasra means ananta. Means we are fighting with this moha for Sahasra, for millions and millions of years. Moha is not leaving us. Moha is not leaving us, right? Once Ashtavakra Muni went to Janak Maharaj's palace. Janak Maharaj asked, how to give up this Maya. Ashtavakra Muni, he ran into the garden. Then he caught hold of a tree. And then he started shouting, "Leave me, leave me, leave me." Then Janak Maharaj said, "I understood." What did you understand, Rajesh?
Yeah, we are caught hold of that Maya.
Maya did not catch us, but we are catching hold of the Maya. We have to leave. There is a monkey. He is very greedy. He kept, there is a jar which is full of dry fruits. He kept the hand in, there is a narrow neck, narrow opening. He kept his hand. His hand went inside. Then he caught hold of the dry fruits. So the hand was not coming out. He was struggling. Somebody told, leave the dry fruits, then it will come out. Right? Like that, we caught hold of, this moha. What is moha? Huh? Switch on the AC. AC on किया? अरे क्या है? महंगा कॉस्टली मोबाइल? हाँ? हमारा पॉलिसी है, मोबाइल बजेगा तो ले लेता हूँ। महंगा है? आपका वाइफ का है? हाँ? कोई फायदा है? कोई फायदा नहीं। हाँ? हाँ? Till what time you want to hear? Huh? Huh? What is that? Till we drop. 8:39. What? Huh? 9? Huh? 8:30 भी नहीं हो, ठीक है, देखते हैं। क्या करना है? रात भर सुनना चाहिए, राइट? रात भर कीर्तन है। हाँ? No. I'll give a break. Huh? I'll give a break. Moha, what is moha, Rajesh?
Attachment for material things.
That is asakti. Yeah. 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 सत्य को मानना, असत्य को बोलो अजय। What is moha? असत्य को? What is moha, Nivedita ji? Yeah. This body is asat, but we think it is real. Atma is real, but we think that Atma doesn't exist. Right? Everybody thinks like that, right? Krishna is Supreme Personality of Godhead. They say it is just historical person. He doesn't, fictional and all that. But they think that Sai Baba is God. Sai Baba को भगवान मानते हैं और कृष्ण को कृष्ण और राम को इंसान मानते हैं. आप अकेला है, क्या बात है? Anybody is watching? You? Huh? So moha. So this crocodile called moha caught us. So in this sarovara, material world, right? So Gajendra has given us the answer what we should do. So meanwhile, while fighting with the crocodile, he has got two realizations. Note it down. Because what is the essence of all religious principles? Sarvadharman parityaja mamekam sharanam raja aham tvam sarvapapyo mokshayishyami ma shuchaha. Right? So first, complete surrender, Atma Samarpan, two things we have to give it up. What are they? Aham and Mama. What are they? Aham and Mama. Aham Mama. So Aham is that I am capable of doing anything. Because I am very great, I became very rich. I am very qualified. I am this. I am that. Right? This is called Aham. Mama means this is my house. This is my car. These are my ornaments. These are my jewelry. This is my wife. This is my children. This is my office. This is my. Right? बकरा जैसा मैं करते रहते, right? Right? Mama. So meanwhile, Gajendra has given up this too. Realize, we have to realize. Yudhishthira Maharaj, in Aranya Parva is considered Sadhana Parva. Yudhishthira Maharaj realized that Aham and Mama, when he lost all his wealth, he understood that I am nobody. I am nobody. Because I thought, because of my thing, my power, my brother's power, I got all this affluence. But in spite of me there, in spite of all my brothers are present, still I lost all my properties, all my wealth. I am nobody. He understood. Right? Then he understood that all these Raja and all don't belong to me. That is why I lost it. If they belong to you, why would you lose it? Right? Krishna has given you. And then Krishna has taken you. Like that, while fighting for some time, his wife and friends, they tried to help him, Gajendra. Right? But after some time, they also left because he was, they are afraid that, crocodile will leave elephant and he'll catch us. Right? Shivani, sun rahi hai? Mobile de. Keep your mobiles in your bags, keep them on silent and keep, aham mama. So he understood that because Gajendra is very, very, proud of his strength, then when he was fighting, he lost his strength. And he understood that I am nobody. So he gave up that aham. When he saw his wife and children also running away, then he understood, ye mere nahi hai. Right? Aham. When Prabhu Vishnu Chakravarti writes in the commentary of Gopi, Raslila pastime, that when the gopis, when they heard, Nishamya Geetam Anangavardhanam, right? Krishna Vrajastriya Krishna Grihita Chetasa, right? So when they heard the wonderful flute music of Krishna, they have that flute has captured their hearts. And what did flute song, what did that do? It actually entered inside the hearts of the gopis, and there stole the real treasure of the gopis. What is the real treasure of the gopis? Their mind, their shyness, their soberness, all good qualities, whatever the flute stole from their heart and then delivered to Krishna. So in order to recapture their hearts and all, so the gopis, Ajagmur Anyonya Alakshita, Udyama, without all the gopis, they were going to Krishna, and then they ran without the knowledge of each gopi. Yeah, Sayatra Kanta Javalola Kundala, their earrings, they are moving, very fast, and they ran. So during that time, some gopis, they were feeding their babies. Some gopis feeding their husbands, right? Some gopis, they are decorating, and then they have decorated ulta, left ear ka right ear mein dal diya, right ear ka left ear mein dal diya, or nupur, kaan mein dal diya, like that. So whatever they are doing, they left it as it is. Even though all the friends, relatives, husbands and fathers and all, they were trying to stop them, but they did not stop. They ran to Krishna. So Vishnu Chakravarti says they have given up aham and mama. Means whatever their interest, they give up. Whatever they are doing for others, they give it up. Why? Because Krishna Grihita Chetasa. Krishna has captured their hearts. When will Krishna capture your heart, Mithun? Already captured? Very good. Shriya, when Krishna will capture your heart? Already captured your heart, Shriya? When you give up? Yeah, when you give up aham mama. Right? So, when he gave up aham mama, then he understood that I am nobody. None of my friends and relatives, wife, children, they cannot save me. Dehapatya kalatradishu atma saineshu asassapi tasmat pramatna nidanam pasyanapina pashyati. We think that, deha apatya kalatra adishu. Deha means my body, apatya means sons, then wife, children and all. They are our cynics who can save me. But actually, tasmat pramatna nidanam, they are actually mad. Nobody will save you. Right? Nobody will save you. Everybody, right? So, pashyanapina pashyati. That is why Shukadeva Goswami says, Tasmat Bharata Sarvatma, Bhagavan Ishvaro Harihi, Shrotavya Kirtitavyascha, Smaratam Ichato Abhayam. So the second canto, first chapter, the first three verses, he instructs us, Shrotavyadini Rajendra, Nunam Santi Sahasrasaha, Apashatam Atma Tattvam, Griheshu Gruhamedina. Prabhupada writes, there are so many subject matters for hearing. As soon as you wake up, what is the stock market? What is this price of gold? What is the price of silver? This, all the time questions. Then, there are newspapers, Shrotavyadini Rajendra, Nunam Santi Sahasrasaha. There are thousands of topics, to hear, as soon as you wake up. Apashatam Atma Tattvam, because they are not seeing their self-interest in self-realization. Atma Tattvam. Griheshu Gruhamedina. Who is a Gruhamedi? Huh? Why we don't understand Bhagavad Gita, the first qualification for understanding Bhagavad Gita and Bhagavatam, Krishna himself says, Idam tu te guhyatamam pravakshami, bola, pravakshami anasuyave. So what is the definition of asuya? Who can tell? Asuya. What is the definition of asuya? How do I know that I have asuya? Shivani, bolo. What is meant by asuya? Huh? Anybody? What is the difference between asuya and irsha? Asuya means comparison. What? Asuya means I am not happy. Why he is happy? I am being punished. Why that person is not punished? Comparing. Comparing. My Jatani has, I don't have. My brother has, I don't have. Why he has, I have. Comparison. Don't compare. When you stop comparing, then you will understand Bhagavad Gita. Because, Arjuna, Krishna is telling, my dear Arjuna, I will teach you Jnanam and Vijnanam. After knowing which, you will become free from all inauspiciousness. Because you are free from Asura. What is Irsha? I didn't ask English word.
Irsha means I have, but that person must not have anything. Shouldn't have anything.
That is Asuya. Para Utkarshanam Asahanam Irsha. Means when you see other people, progressing, you cannot tolerate. Is it clear? There is a difference between what you are saying, I was saying, right? You may have it, you may not have it. But if other person is getting it, you cannot tolerate. Asuya means compare. So we should give it up, Asuya. Then we can understand Bhagavad Gita. Right? So now what we do is we simply read English. Right? By reading English passages, you will not understand Bhagavad Gita and Bhagavatam. When you give up Asuya, then Krishna will reveal the meanings in your heart. Then he will relish it. Right? Then you don't have to by heart, Krishna will reveal the meanings to you in your heart. Right? So, please hear this carefully. When the king of the elephants saw that he was under the clutches of the crocodile by the will of providence, and being embodied and circumstantially helpless, could not save himself from danger, he was extremely afraid of being killed. He consequently thought for a long time and finally reached this decision. Right? Whenever we are put into trouble, that is because by the will of providence. There is some reason behind it. Right? If you have done good karma, pious karma in previous lives or in this life, Chaturvida Bhajantema, Jana Sukritino Arjuna, Artho Jijnasur Artharthi, Jnanicha Bharatarshava. These four kinds of people, Artha, means one who is in distress. Artharthi, like Artha, example is Gajendra. Artharthi, Dhruv Maharaj. Then Shaunakadi Rishis, Jijnasur. Then Jnani, Kumaras, and all that. Right? Even Draupadi is Artha Bhakta, right? Artha, she was in distress. Right? So when we are in distress, if you have done pious activities, we surrender to Krishna. At least during that time. Chaturvida, Bhajantema, Jana, Sukritina Arjuna. Right? What is meant by Sukriti? Just now, afternoon I was reading, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu himself says, Sukriti means when we perform pious activities by the mercy of Krishna, that is called Sukriti. Right? Sukritina, when we perform Sukriti, then we get this idea that because I'm in distress, I should surrender to Krishna. But those who are impious and sinful people, they abuse God. Right? Prabhupada gives this example. During World War II, when all the Germans' wives and all, they have prayed to the Lord that please bring back our husbands. But none of them came back. All of them, they died. So because of that, they all became atheists. Right? But devotees, when Prabhupada was there in 1971, bombs are being hurled. That one reporter, he was talking to Prabhupada, then Prabhupada, please, Swamiji, save us from bombs. Prabhupada said, no, we see these bombs as Krishna. Right? So, after fighting for 1000 years, he has realized that I was put into this trouble by the will of providence. Now I am helpless. With this is beyond my capabilities, beyond my anything. I can't do anything. Some higher power should save me. Right? He got this realization. Then he took a decision. Prabhupada writes, such a decision is not reached by a sinful man. The other elephants, who are my friends and relatives, could not rescue me from this danger. What then to speak of my wives? They cannot do anything. It is by the will of providence that I have been attacked by this crocodile, and therefore I shall seek shelter of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, who is always the shelter of everyone, even of great personalities. Right? So this realization comes only by the past devotional service. So Prabhupada writes that real knowledge is this material world is full of danger. What? This material world is full of danger. We may struggle for existence as far as our intelligence allows, and may try to take care of ourselves. But unless the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Krishna, ultimately saves us from our danger, our attempt will be useless. Therefore, Prahlad Maharaj says, Balasya neha sharanam pitaro nashingha nartasya chagadamudanvati majjato no taptasya tat pratividhir yainja seshtas tavat vibhotan vritam tadupekshitanam. A child may be is protected by his parents, but unless Lord Nishingadev's mercy is there, actually cannot be saved. That is why Prabhupada says, even when in the presence of parents, so many children they die. A doctor is there and he is giving so many medicines. Unless Lord Nishingadeva's mercy is there, medicines also they don't work. Somebody may be drowning, some ship, you may take care of the ship. Unless Nishingadev's mercy is there, the ship may not take you across. Right? This is a very famous verse. So Prabhupada writes in the purport in 7th Canto Bhagavatam, all these scientists and philosophers and all, they must actually accept that they have failed to relieve the distress of people of threefold miseries. So there is no other way than surrendering to Lord Nishingadev. Prabhupada writes, in that purport. So, what is the real knowledge? Bolo Sushil, what is real knowledge? Real knowledge is this material world is full of danger. We may struggle for existence, that as far as our intelligence allows, and may try to take care of ourselves. But unless Supreme Personality of Godhead Krishna ultimately saves us from danger, our attempts will be useless. Is it clear, Rajesh? So this helplessness, this surrender to Krishna, unless we feel helpless, we cannot surrender to Krishna. So that is why, what is the first qualification for surrender, Nirmana moha, jita sanga dosha, adhyatma nitya, vinivritta kama, dvandvair vimukta, sukha dukkha samjay, gacchantya mudha, padamavyayam tat. Prabhupada says, here Krishna is writing the qualifications for surrender. So what is the first qualification of surrender? We should give up our pride. I can do this, I can do that. Right? So we should give up our pride. Pride of aham mama. I can save myself, my friends will save me. Right? Draupadi was having this, right? She's trying to save herself. And then she was asking Arjuna, Yudhishthira Maharaj, Bhishma Dev, Dronacharya, she's asking everybody. Oh, bhul gayi. Asli, right? Surprised to know, even after reaching Golok Vrindavan, still you can keep on surrendering. Do you know, Ajay? Do you know Ekta? You are surprised to hear? Even after reaching Golok Vrindavan, you can keep on surrendering. The more you surrender, the more you become humble, the more love of Krishna you will get. So, surrender is not a one-time thing. It is a ongoing. The more you surrender, the more you become humble, the more, that is a, Narad Muni says in Srimad Bhagavatam that the gopis are the most surrendered and they're the most humble. Because, even the gopas, they think it seems I can do some service for Krishna. What is meant by pride? Lalit Bhagya, a long time. Guruvayurappan. Like, actually, Guruvayurappan, really disappointing. You know, we can't see the deity properly, right?
First time you can't make out.
Yeah.
Because I first thought the Ganpati there.
Yeah.
Krishna will be somewhere again. But then I couldn't pick out. Then later I realized.
And there is so much rush.
Luckily it was okay.
They are very traditional, you know. They should put up lights and all. Focus like our other aspect. Anyway, what is pride? You know, note down. You know, I will not tell you to give up immediately, but in future, if you are not getting Krishna Prema enough, then you understand that because I am not giving up pride, I am not getting Krishna Prema. So Narada Muni says, when you do karma, jnana, yoga, tapas, that means you are proud. Samajh? Prabhupada says, if you are practicing yogasanas, that means you are proud. Right? If you are performing good karmas, giving charity, then you are proud. If you are reading impersonal jnana, that means you are proud. Surprised to hear? Huh? So that is why Prabhupada writes, the first qualification to surrender is give up pride. Manasunyata. It's a lifetimes project, many lives project. This is giving up pride. Isn't it? The more you keep on giving up pride, the more you can surrender to Krishna. Helpless. So Narada Muni says that the gopis, they don't have any pride. So gopas are thinking that we can do some service to Krishna, but the gopis are thinking, it seems we are so incapable of serving Krishna. We don't have any qualification to serving Krishna either. So that is where they got most love, and they are the most happiest. That is why Prabhupada writes, whenever Krishna sees pride in his devotees, he crushes the pride, because Krishna doesn't like. So why Krishna left Rasa Leela in past time initially? Because Shaubhagamadam, their gopis became proud of their good fortune. Can you imagine? They are thinking we are the most fortunate people, that Krishna is touching us. Hare, these gopis have become proud. So he left. It's called Shaubhagamadam. That we should not think also that I am so fortunate that Krishna, if you think like that, and next day, if I think, I am so fortunate, every day I am doing Dada Rasvira Arati, Krishna will like that. Anyway, so keep this in mind for future. What you should, we should give up pride. Pride means, अरे अभी बोला मैंने.
When we do
karma, jnana, tapas. If you perform any of these activities, it means you are. So, how will you get more and more Krishna Prema? By becoming more and more. Rajesh sisters, you are understanding? Understanding? Anyway, so Gajendra give up his pride that I am Lord of all elephants. I'm Lord of all I survey. So that is, somebody has pride that I am very rich, I am very handsome, I am very scholarly, right? Then they cannot surrender. I am very beautiful, then they cannot surrender. Right? So that is why kingdom of God belongs to humble and the meek. Right? The more you become humble. So what is meant by humbleness? Huh? Humbleness means Prabhupada says that actually Krishna, you are so great. I am so small. What service I can do for you? I am not capable. No, but still, let me do some service. Right? So when you think that I have done service perfectly, that means you are not humble. Right? So humility is a different topic. So anyway, now Gajendra gave up this two things, aham and mama. Then he has decided to surrender to Krishna. The Supreme Personality of Godhead is certainly not known to everyone, but he is very powerful and influential. Therefore, although the serpent of eternal time, which is fearful in force, endlessly chases everyone, ready to swallow him, if one who fears the serpent takes shelter of the Lord gives him protection, for even death runs away in fear of the Lord. I therefore surrender unto him, the great and powerful supreme authority, who is the actual shelter of everyone. So yeah, it is meant like even Devaki also is praying to Krishna when he is born. He said, my dear Lord, everybody being afraid of death goes in all planetary systems, they run, right? They run, but those who take shelter of your lotus feet, death will run away in fear, right? Death will run away in fear, right? Like I mentioned before also, that everybody is destined to die, and then the time is written. The time is written. We are like even 1 minute also we cannot actually. Doctors cannot extend, right? Doctors cannot save anybody's lives. Doctor can reduce the pain of suffering. That's all. But if somebody is destined to die, no doctor in this world can save that person, right? So that moment the death comes, that moment is written. So and so time this person has to die, right? This Raja of Guruvayur, Kerala, he was actually that the Jyotish, they told him that he will die by snake bite. So on so and so day, but he didn't die. So because he was building that Guruvayurappa temple, he could overcome the destiny of being killed by the snake. So later on, when the temple was finished, the temple was inaugurated, then he died. So Prabhupada writes in 7th Canto Bhagavatam, Brahmaji is saying that, my dear Lord, everybody is destined to die. Everybody is destined to die at a particular time. But those who meditate on your wonderful Narsinga form, they can defeat death also. Right? That is why, we all pray to Lord Nrsingadev, right? Namaste Nasimhaya, Praladadayini, Hiranyakaship Purvakshaha, Shilatan Kale, Ito Narsingha, Parato Narsingha, Yato Yami, Tato Narsingha, Bahir Narsingho, Hridaya Narsingho, Narsingha Mahadev, Sharanam Chatar. Right? So Prabhupada, so when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he would enter the Jagannath temple, first he would go to the Nrsingadev temple on the, first that staircase you do, then take darshan and then chant this prayer. Namaste. Mahaprabhu chanted this prayer. He used to chant this prayer. Namaste Narsingha Praladaladaini. Then he would get down and then go to the Jagannath temple. So, we are, actually, Krishna says in Bhagavatam 11th canto that before starting deity worship, you should touch your feet to the lotus feet of the deity and then pray to the Lord that, my dear Lord, I am always in the mouth of death. Please save me from this mouth of death and engage me in your service. So Prabhupada writes, a devotee can usually conquer, death. But somebody may ask, Prabhupada wrote in this commentary, that somebody may ask, for devotees don't die. These bodies, they will die anyway. What is death? Huh? What is death? Death means the soul being transferred from one body to another body. So Prabhupada says, those devotees, I will read out, does the devotee not die? The answer is that devotee certainly must give up his body, but the body is material. The difference is, however, that for one who surrenders to Krishna fully and who is protected by Krishna, the present body is his last body. He will not again receive a material body to be subjected to death. This is assured in Bhagavad Gita. Tyaktva deham punarjanma naitimam eti Arjuna. A devotee, after giving up his body, does not accept a material body, but returns home back to Godhead. We are always in danger because at any moment death can take place. It is not that only Gajendra, the king of the elephants, was afraid of death. Everyone should fear death because everyone is caught by the crocodile of eternal time and may die at any moment. The best, of course, therefore, is to seek shelter of Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and be saved from the struggle for existence in this material world, in which one repeatedly takes birth and dies. To reach this understanding is the ultimate goal of life. Thus end the Bhaktivedanta Purports of 8th Canto, 2nd chapter of the Srimad Bhagavatam, entitled The Elephant Gajendra's Crisis. So, in this regard, during Prabhupada, when he was translating this section, there is one incident was happening in the in ISKCON. There is one very famous Swami, now he is not there, Madhudishya Swami. He was very famous for his kirtans, and book distribution. So he was president for some time in Juhu temple. When he was gone only, then Giriraj Maharaj became president, right? So Prabhupada was very fond of him. Then he had a problem with a woman, she was a sannyasi. Then Prabhupada was very kind to him. Like, Mahaprabhu, there is a pastime when there is one Chota Haridas. Chota Haridas, he went to ask, he went to ask one lady, an old lady, Madhavi, some rice and all that. Because of that, Mahaprabhu rejected him. Right? If that standard is applied to our ISKCON brahmacharis, Mahaprabhu will tell, Ramrup, तुम्हारे लिए special hell बनाया. But we are so many Mataji, we go and ask them for donations, this and that, right? Oh, हमारा एक टाइम पे हमारा सबसे बड़ा डोनर एक माताजी थी. She gave 11 lakh rupees. So that too when 1999, 11 lakh rupees that time is a big thing, a big donation. They're a very famous film actress she gave me. So anyway, but Prabhupada was there, so he was protecting, Mahaprabhu even if wants to send us to hell, Prabhupada is there. So Prabhupada, there is one Swami, Vishnujan Swami, right? Vishnujan Swami is very, very famous. Once he was doing kirtan, Prabhupada said, "Arey, this is Vaikuntha, this is Vaikuntha." So, 8 hours, 9 hours, he would go and do kirtan in Los Angeles and everywhere. Very famous Vishnujan. His kirtans are there. I think YouTube also you will get. So in Allahabad, he was walking. He asked Prabhupada, Prabhupada, if sannyasi does a mistake, what is the parash, the atonement? He said he should commit suicide. So he withdrew himself. After that, nobody saw him. Some people have reported that he drowned himself in Triveni Sangam. Right? But if he had continued to walk with him, he would not have committed suicide. But Prabhupada said, one should, but if he reforms himself and then keeps chanting Hare Krishna Mahamantra, no problem. Like that. So, Prabhupada later on, he made a statement saying that, please don't do that. Please don't do that. That Mahaprabhu can do that. That is Mahaprabhu's standard. How can I give you up, all of you, that you have done so much service to me? I will not give up. So Prabhupada, Prabhupada made a special concession. But okay, in the purport, Prabhupada wrote that Gajendra's position is in a foreign condition. That is why his position has become weak. Crocodile is in a strong position. It's water. That is why his position became very, very stronger. That is why I have seen that some of the sannyasis who have because I gave sannyas to very young people because it is very, very difficult to keep sannyasa standards. If you think that you are not feeling strong in your present ashram, sannyas ashram, then no problem. Don't please take the ashram where sex is allowed, and then but don't give up the fight against Maya. Very, you will find in the purports. So because Madhudvesha Swami's thing is happening at that time, Prabhupada told no problem. Then when Madhudvesha Swami got married, Prabhupada did not condemn him. He met them. He sent his danda by post to Prabhupada. Then Prabhupada said, "Oh, I think he's feeling ashamed. He's feeling shame." Then when he met, he gave his ring. Then he kept his son's name also. He did. He then he said, "Oh, come back. Don't give up the service." Right. So this is the lesson Prabhupada said. That we whatever ashrama suitable to you. Wherever you feel strength, you remain there. Ashrama, Prabhupada writes, ashrama is not important. Brahmacharya, don't think that, if you think that brahmacharya ashrama is difficult, no problem, get married. Right? But Prabhupada says, don't give up your fight against mind. Remain, don't give up service to Krishna. Right? So Prabhupada gave so much concession to all of us, So please read this very wonderful, Prabhupada. Anyway, I think so evam vyavasito buddhya samadhaya manohridi jajapa paramam japyam pragjanmani anusikshitam. Right? Thereafter, the king of the elephants, Gajendra, fixed his mind in his heart with perfect intelligence and chanted a mantra which he had learned in his previous birth as Indradyumna and which he remembered by the grace of Krishna. Right? He was actually Indradyumna Maharaj. He was a king. He learned Bhagavad Gita. Then he remembered Daivi Esha Gunamayi Mamamaya Duratyaya Mamevaya Prapadyante Maya Metam Tarantite. Said he remembered this verse and then he said, I should surrender to Krishna in order to overcome Maya, which is very, very difficult. Duratyaya, I will surrender to Krishna. So, this is the beauty, right? So, like he's a doctor, right? He worked hard for so many years. He was studying medicine, still studying. But suppose next life, he cannot say, I have worked for 10 years medicine. Then they will say, you have to study again from ABCD. But in Krishna consciousness, now whatever you're hearing now, it is permanently with you. Now this knowledge. क्या हो गया? खत्म हो गया बैटरी? Facebook.
This model class. There are
Understand? So, tatratam buddhi samyogam. Labate parvadehikam. Yatate cha tato bhuya samsiddhir kurunandana. Purvabhyasena teva rayate vi avashopi saha. So Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, 6th chapter Bhagavad Gita, that purvabhyasena teneva. So because of the practice in your last life, that will come to your rescue. Because he learned this prayer in his last life. Jajapa paramam chapyam. Pragjanmani anusikshitam. Because in his previous life, he learned it. So that is why Prabhupada writes that, therefore, all devotees in Krishna consciousness practice chanting some mantra. Certainly, one should chant the Hare Krishna mantra, which is the Maha mantra. And also, one should practice chanting Chintamani Prakara Sadmashu. Prabhupada recommended. Previously, most of the devotees knew Brahma Samhita prayer. Like, I forgot now, but I used to know all entire Brahma Samhita because we used to chant almost some whole month we chant Brahma Samhita prayers like that. And I still they chant in the temple Brahma Samhita prayers. So how many of you know Brahma Samhita prayers? You know all entire? Huh? Please, Prabhupada says, learn Brahma Samhita prayers, right? Queen Kunti's prayers, right? Dhruva Maharaj's prayers, Prahlad Maharaj's prayers, right? Every day, if you want to understand Bhagavatam, every day offer Dhruva Maharaj's prayers. There are only 12 prayers. Only 12 prayers. After 1 month, 2 months, you will learn by heart. Then learn the meanings also. Right? So now I have so many, I remember so many prayers now, Prahlad Maharaj's prayers, Dhruva Maharaj's prayers, now Gajendra's prayers. Now I'm learning Mukundamala Stotra. So many every day. Look, please remember, one who is one who offers prayers all the time, that person is respected by the sages and the demigods also. One who, so chant some prayers all the time. And as soon as you come in front of the deities, you should offer some prayer. Right? Rajesh, which prayer you will offer? You learned? You learned? Bolo? Barha Pidam. Apurayan. Gita Kirti, very nice. आप बोलो प्रेयर आपको आता है ना अधिदास? That is the best prayer. बोलो. Very nice. बोलो नाना kaprushtam. Anybody learned that prayer? You know? Very nice. You know any prayer? Bolo. Very nice. Doctor, any prayer? Bolo? Huh? Bolo, chant, sing nicely. Chinta. You know any prayer? You know what is your name? What is your name? Shravan. Shiva. Can you say some prayer? Anybody? Ladies? You know any prayer? Huh? Any one prayer? हाँ बोलिए. हाँ? वृत्रासुर. हाँ. Very nice. ऐसा गाना चाहिए. Very nice. Huh? Very nice. अजात पक्ष Charitra, because Vritrasura's Charitra is there in Bhagavatam, it is so great. You know, Vritrasura's Charitra, and then his wonderful, these 4 prayers, everybody should remember and offer. Aham Hare Tava Padaika Moolam, Dasanudasa, Dasanudasa, Bhavitashmi Bhuye, Manasmaretashu, Manasmaretashu, Pater Gunamste, Grihitava Karma Karotkaya. You know, so like that. So some prayer, you know, Prabhupada says you should learn and offer prayer. By Vidivasas, something happens and you don't get, you know, in the next life, at least when you are in danger, you will remember all these prayers and offer prayers to Krishna. Then you can actually conquer this birth and death. So there are very nice, wonderful prayers. There are 28 prayers are there. 28, right? 27. So now there is no time to explain all these prayers. Om Namo Bhagavate Tasmai Yatayetaschidatmakam Purushaya Adibijaya Pareshaya Abhidimahi. So, and then this prayer, and Yasmin idam Yataschedam Yene idam ya idam swayam Yosmat Parasmatcha Paras Tam Prapadye Swayambhuvam. These 2 prayers, you know, many times I told, learn these 2 prayers and offer every day early in the morning, you know, after taking bath or whatever, because those who are not Brahmin initiated, for them, chanting these 2 prayers is equivalent to chanting Gayatri Mantra. Right? Whatever Gayatri Mantra meaning is there, these 2 prayers. So the first thing that he is saying that Om Namo Bhagavate Tasmai. Right? So Prabhupada writes in the purport that because Om, don't think that it represents Nirakara or whatever. Right? Doesn't represent, because that is why Om Namo Bhagavate Tasmai. Tat is Napunsaka Lingam. Tasmai is Pullingam. You know, so that means that person, Tasmai. So I am offering, you know, respectful obeisance to the Supreme Personality. Om Namo Bhagavate Tasmai. So Om represents Krishna. Om Tat Sat iti Nirdesho. Brahmanascha, Vivitam Trivida Smarta. So Om Tat Sat represents Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So whenever we write something, we should say Om Tat Sat. Right? Om Tat, you know, in Vivaha Patrika and all, they all write, right? Om Tat Sat, Om Tat Sat. You know, like that Om Tat Sat means Supreme Personality of Godhead. Om, Tat, and Sat. They represent Supreme Personality of Godhead. So you can read 17th chapter Bhagavad Gita. Prabhupada explained very nicely. Because of his presence, this body is working. Right? Suppose you put all these lights. Yeah? Then there is a switch also. Then there is electric lines also. But if from the electric powerhouse, if there is no supply is given, then all these lights don't work, right? In the same way, all these angas are there. All our body is there, and all these bodily parts are there. But if consciousness not supplied by Krishna, then this body is useless. So that consciousness is supplied by Krishna. Then Purushaya. What is meant by Purusha? Purusha means Purna Tattva Purusha. Means because he is complete, he is Purusha. Right? We are also known as Purusha. Ladies and gents, both are known as Purusha. Manava means not male. Manava means both women and men. Both. Like that, Purusha means both men and women. Purusha means one who lives in this city called body. This body is called Pura. Then one who lives in this body is called Purusha. So for us, one who lives in this body. For Krishna, Purna Tattva Purusha. So this Krishna is Purusha. Purusha, Purushaya, Adi Bijaya. He is the origin of everything. He is the origin of everything. And then Pareshaya Abhidimahi. Paresha means Para Isha, means Prabhupada defines one who is the controller of both Brahma and Shiva. So Prabhupada concludes in the purport that unless somebody is a person, how can he control Shiva and Brahma? Right? So very in the beginning itself, Gajendra establishes Krishna as the Supreme Personality of Godhead, as a person, not some Nirakar Brahma or something like that. So in Andhra, there are so many commentators, Gajendra Moksa, they think that because Gajendra did not name anybody, and so he is some Param Jyoti or something like that. But it's very, very clear here that in the beginning itself, he is establishing that Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. He is Purusha, then Adi Bijaya, then he is the one who supplies consciousness, and then he is the one, he is Pareshaya. Yes, right? Is it very clear, right? Right? Then Yasmin Idam Yatashchedam. So I cannot explain all these things. It's already 8:25. Time pass बहुत हो जाता है ना. Anyway, Gajendra Moksha सप्ताह करते हैं लोग. I will the prayer I liked most is a very wonderful prayer. Namaste Akila Karanaya Nishkaranaya Adbhuta Karanaya. Very wonderful. Sarva Agama Amnaya Agama Amnaya, and then Sarva Avarnave. Then what is Namo Appavargaya Parayanaya. Right? Very wonderful. He's saying Namo Nama. Again and again I'm offering obeisances. Akila Karanaya. He is the cause of all causes. And then Nishkaranaya. He has no cause. Then Adbhuta Karanaya. Means wonderful cause. What is his Adbhuta Karanaya? Prabhupada gives that even though he just like in our ordinary parlance, that suppose you have $1 million, every day you withdraw money, then one day it will become zero. But Krishna is causing so many expansions and he's filling up with everything, but he remains Purna. That is why Prabhupada very nice. I like this definition. Adbhuta Karanaya. Right? Adbhuta Karanaya. Then Nishkaranaya. He has no cause, but he is the cause of all causes. I will take this. Haribol, I am giving class. Any urgent? Anything urgent? Adbhuta. Then he is actually Sarva Agama Amnaya. Then Sarva Avarane. You know, all the knowledge, he is the source of all knowledge. That's why all the knowledge flows into him. Right? And then Apavarga. You know what is Pravarga? Anybody knows Pravarga? Anybody knows? Papa Babhama. Anybody? Shushil, you know? Papa Babhama. All of you are going through this. Papa Babhama. Pa means Parishrama. Going to train every day. अभी तो एसी मिल गया, नहीं तो पहले हमारा कभी कभी बोलते हैं अरे दिल्ली स्टेशन में सोता था, राइट? तो सब कुछ करना पड़ता है, राइट? सो परिश्रमा, परिश्रमा. Then like if you see all these, you know, telawalas and all, they pull the rickshaws and all, you know, all they lift weights and all. Then what happens if you work very hard? Then what happens? Pena, papa, you know, all this, you know, pena, you know, nikalta hai, papa. Then babha. You know, ba means Prabhupada says vyartha. You know, you work hard, everything. What happens? सब कुछ छोड़ के वेस्ट हो जाता है, व्यर्थ. And then bha means bhayam, and then ma means mrityu. Papa babhama is called pravarga. Apavarga means one who saves you from this pravarga is apavarga. Krishna is known as apavarga. Parayanaya. Para ayanaya. Para means Krishna, the Supreme Personality God. Para. Ayanaya means taking shelter. Parayanaya, Narayana Parayana, we said it. If you say, you know, if you read the sixth chapter, sixth kind of first chapter, you know, Kechit Kevalaya Bhaktya Vasudeva Parayana, Agam Dunvanti Karsneha, Niharamim Vaskara, Sadrichinno Hayam Loke, Pantakshema Akuto Bhayam, Susila Shadavo Yatra, Narayana Parayana, Vasudeva Parayana, Narayana Parayana, Sakrit Mana Krishna Pada Arvindeyo, Niveshitam Tad Gunaragi Eriya, Nateyam Pashaprata Tad Bhatan, Swapne Vipashyanti China Nishkritam. Proper nice. In the beginning, Sukadeva Goswami said Vasudeva Parayana. Next he said Narayana Parayana. Now finally he is saying Krishna Parayana. So Parayana means what? So then Sarva Agama Amnaya means he is a Vedic knowledge, his source of all Vedic knowledge. Right? It's a very beautiful prayer. Then Ekant, you know, very every prayer, you know, then Didrikshava Yasya Padam Sumangalam. You're putting the prayer or what? Didrikshava Yasya Padam Vimukta Sangha Munayaha Susadavaha. No, I want to see, he's saying, I want to see the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Shri Krishna. You know, Didrikshava. But who sees them? Who sees him? You know, so you know, then he says that Vimukta Sangha Munayaha Susadava. You know, Vimukta Sangha, one who is free from modes of nature. Munayaha, the sages. Susadava, then sadhus, who have taken up Brahat Vrata, you know, Brahmachari, Vanaprastha and Sannyasis, and then who go to the forest. You know, then Bhutatma, Bhutaha, Suhrida, Same, Gataha. You know, Bhutatma, Bhuta. You know what is meant by Bhutatma? Bhuta means one who has samadrishti to all living entities. Bhutatma, Bhuta. Suhrida. Bolo Pratik, what is meant by Suhrida? A person who thinks of your welfare 24 hours in the day. So Suhrida. So Prabhupada wrote a very beautiful purport that understanding that the Supreme Personality of Godhead is a friend of everyone. They act as friends of everyone on behalf of the Lord, making no distinction between one nation and another, are one community and another. They preach Krishna consciousness, the teachings of Bhagavad Gita everywhere. So that is called a real friend. Right? So, so this is a real friendship. What is a real friend? On behalf, because, what is abhyasa? There is one verse, abhyasa yoga yuktena chetasana nigamina paramam purusham divyam yatiparthana chintan. So what should we meditate upon? Prabhupada says, Bhoktaram yajnatapasam sarvalokam maheshwaram suhurdam sarvabhutanam natmamam shantim richati. We should constantly meditate that Krishna is the supreme enjoyer, Krishna is the dearmost friend of everyone, and Krishna is the supreme proprietor of everything. So this should be our meditation. Right? Then Prabhupada is writing here that on behalf of Krishna, because Krishna is the supreme friend, on behalf of Krishna, we should act like friend. Right? Namo Atma Pradipaya Sakshine Paramatmane Namo Giram Viduraya Manasas Chetasamapi. He is a self-effulgent to the Lord, and then he is the one who gives enlightenment. Right? Then Namo Giram Viduraya. He cannot be understood by the words, he cannot be understood by the mind, we cannot be understood by the intelligence. We can understand Krishna only by his anugraha. We are sitting here and then hearing Krishna Katha because Krishna anugraha. Because you are all able to come to the temple because Krishna anugraha. Because we are all chanting Hare Krishna Mahamantra because of Krishna anugraha. Without Krishna anugraha, we cannot understand by our words, by our mind, by our right. There is a very beautiful verse. Namo Shantaya Ghoraya Mudhaya Gunadharmine Nirvisheshaya Samyaya. Namo Jnana Ghanaya Cha. So these are various incarnations, Prabhupada. Namo Shantaya. Namo Shantaya means Vasudeva. Ghoraya means Lord Nishingadev. Mudhaya Varahadev. Right? And then Nirviseshaya, Dattatreya. Saumyaya Buddha. Right? Jnanaganaya, Lord Kapil Dev. Gunadharmine is beyond modes of nature. A very beautiful that. Then I like this prayer very much. Most beautiful prayer. You can learn this. Number 17. Madrik Prapanna Pashupasha Vimokshanaya Muktaya Bhuri Karunaya Namo Alayaya. Swayam Prakasha Sarva Deha Brun Sarva Deha Brun Manasi Pratita. Tiryak Drishe Bhagavate Brahat Namaste. Right? Said, we are all, I am an animal. Madrik Pashupasha. Then we are bound by, this pasha. What is that pasha? Of attachment. Family attachment, pasha. So Vimokshanaya. I offer my respect to Madrik Prapanna. I am surrendering to you. I am an animal bound by this pasha. So who is Krishna? Muktaya is a completely liberated person. And then Bhuri Karunaya, unlimitedly merciful. Namo Alayaya means one who is not inattentive to our liberation. Prabhupada writes in the purport that even now Krishna is very busy trying to liberate us, but the problem is we don't want to go back. He is never inattentive in delivering us. Never inattentive in the. So this very beautiful prayer. You can remember this. What is that? Muktaya Bhuri Karunaya Namo Alayaya. Swayam Prakasha Sarva Deha Brin. Manasi Pratita. As a Swayam Prakash is spread, in everybody's body. Right? Pratyak Drishe. So Prabhupada gave a very specific instruction that Brahate means Namo Krishnaya. Brahate means Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. He is the source of Vishnu's also. He is the source of all the avatars. So here he meant Krishnaya Namaha. He then very interesting. Then very beautiful prayer that Ekantino Yasya Nakanchanartham Vanchanti Evai Bhagavat Prapanna Ati Adbhutam Tacharitam Sumangalam Gayanta Ananda Samudram Magna Ati Adbhutam Tacharitam Sumangalam. Right? When we hear Krishna's pastimes, Ati Adbhutam, right? Charitam Sumangalam Gayanta Ananda Samudram Magna. So we should actually dwell ourselves, immerse ourselves in Krishna Katha and then dance and chant and all that. So the Mula Shloka, Granthi Shloka is the real thing. Everybody has misunderstanding that Gajendra is in trouble, so he prayed to the Lord for saving himself from the crocodile, but that is not true. Right? That is not true. Right? He said, this is the Mula Shloka, the real intention. Why all the demigods, they did not come? Because, there is a discussion. All the demigods and all, they did not come to deliver him. Why? Because of this Shloka. Right? He did not ask to be saved from crocodile. He asked that, my dear Lord, please save me from this path of birth and death. And it says, Jijivasame Naham Yaha Muya Amkim Antarvahishcha Avritya Ivayonya Ichami Kalena Nayasya Viplavas Tasyatma Lokavarnasya Mokshanam. He says, what will I do even after he saves, that this body of elephant, this body of elephant is internally and externally completely covered with ignorance. Please save me, my dear Lord, from, and then give me a position where this time also cannot destroy. Everywhere you go, this time destroys. So that means he is asking to be saved from this position of path of birth and death. I don't want to continue to live as a body, as an elephant. I want it. So that is why all the demigods, they didn't come. They didn't come. So in Andhra, there is this famous poet is there. Shreya, you know this? You're learning Sangeet, right? Anyway, there is one very great poet who was translating Bhagavatam. So then he has to write that Lord Narayana is coming from Vaikuntha. Then he did not know what is Vaikuntha, where is Vaikuntha and all. Then he was struggling to write. He was struggling to write. And then he left it, and then he was struggling. And then then he said, I will take bath and I will do Sandhya Vandanam and all. I will come. So meanwhile, one personality came, in the form of Potana. And then he came, itna jaldi aa gaya aap? Yeah, I have to. Because then he went and told, I'm struggling to finish these lines. So like that. So I want to finish it up. I got the idea. Then he came, then he filled up. So that is actually Lord Ramchandra. Lord Ramchandra came and wrote these poems. Then after that, Potana came. Then he said, what happened? You just went and you're coming back. No, I didn't come. Actually, I got this idea. I'm thinking what to write. Just now you told me that, you got this idea. Then you wrote also. Then you went. And then, what is this? Then he went, then he saw. Then a very beautiful poem, it's Andhra. This is a very famous poem. Alavaikunta Purambulo Nagarilo Namula Saudambu Dapala Mandara Vanantar Amrutasara Prantentu Kantopala Lotpala Paryankamar Rama Vinodiyagu Napanna Prasannundu Vihvala Nagendramu Pahi Pahiyana Goyalinchi Samrambhiyai. You know this? Huh? Alavaikuntapuramulo, Nagarilo, Namula Saudam. Anyway, so I will describe this and I will stop this. We have to go. Then Alavaikuntapuramulo, Nagarilo. So in that Vaikunthapuram, in that in there, Lord Narayana, he was sitting in his shayan on his bed, and then he was playing with Lakshmi Devi. Lakshmi Devi. So Gajendra in Andhra Bhagavatam, he I will reconcile both the versions in the end. That he said, Gajendra prayed that my Lord should come, forgetting everything and himself also, and then he should come and save me. Like that condition he put. So Lord Narayana at that time, he was playing with the catching hold of a pallu of Lakshmi Devi and playing with her, pallu. Then he heard this, Gajendra's prayer, completely surrendering. Then immediately he left. He forgot himself. He forgot himself. Then catching hold of Lakshmi Devi, he started running. Lakshmi Devi was saying, leave my pallu. Because he lost, he's not in external consciousness. He was not listening. Then they were saying he was running because he thought, I have to very quickly reach Gajendra. He's in trouble. That is why he did not trust, Garuda's speed. That is why he left Garuda and then he was running himself and then catching hold of pallu of Lakshmi Devi. Lakshmi Devi was catching hold of her pallu and then running behind him. And then Garuda said, my dear Narayana, please wait. I'm coming. So Garuda was running behind. Then he forgot to take his Shanka Chakra Gada Padma because he was in a hurry. Shanka Chakra Gada Padma. So they were waiting. So Shanka Chakra Gada Padma, they were running behind. Right? Like that. So always remember, all of you say, Chakram Sadaham Sharanam Prapadye. Shankam Sadaham Sharanam Prapadye. Gadam Sadaham Sharanam Prapadye. Kadgam Sadaham Sharanam Prapadye. Sarangam Sadaham Sharanam Prapadye. Vishnum Sadaham Sharanam Prapadye. This is from Garuda Purana. Every day morning we should remember all the ayudas of Vishnu, Krishna. Anyway, I will tell you. Then all of them, they started running behind. Shanka Chakra Gada Padma, Sarangadvan, and all that. Then meanwhile, there is a huge commotion, So Lakshmi Devi, very nicely described that there are some bumblebees. They are hovering in the sky. So they saw the beautiful eyes of Lakshmi Devi. Then they thought lotus flowers. No, not eyes. The face of Lakshmi Devi. So it's a compared lotus, Padma. Then all the bumblebees, they wanted to drink the honey from the lotus flower. So they thought Lakshmi Devi's face as a lotus flower. So they started, hovering around Lakshmi Devi's face. And then Lakshmi Devi was telling, "Arey, ye lotus flower nahi hai, mera mukh hai. Jao." Because on one hand she was catching hold of her pallu, because Narayana is pulling, going, so she has to keep it on the place. Then meanwhile, there are some fish. There, so Lakshmi is known as Kamal Nayani, right? Meenakshi also. So Meenakshi, so they thought these eyes are like fish, small fish. So usually bigger fish, they swallow small fish. So they came running, saying that, thinking that, a very nice, beautiful fish we will eat. So all the fish are attacking Lakshmi's eyes. And Lakshmi is saying, "Ye mera aakh hai, fish nahi hai." She's chasing away like that. And then Narayana, he is looking like a blackish cloud, right? How many of you know why Narayana became black? Anybody knows? Huh? You know? You remember? Huh? Very good. She puts kajal, Lakshmi Devi puts kajal. Nowadays they don't put right. So their match was fixed. Then Lakshmi Devi went to, they said, very beautiful, very beautiful. Right? Lakshmi Devi's eyes are like, akarnantam, means when she has such large eyes, up to extending up to the ears, up to the ears. Then she went and sat. Then he said, she wanted to check how beautiful he is, because she wants to marry Narayana. So she went and saw the Narayana. Then she sat on his thigh, and then she was looking at him. Yeah, she was looking at him because she heard Krishna is very beautiful. Krishna is very beautiful, but इतना सुंदर है करके सोचा नहीं था उन्होंने. ऐसा आंख ऐसा लंबा इतना अब इधर तक extend हो गया था बोल. Up to the ears, because her eyes became so wide. Then because she was looking from very close quarters, her the kajal, because of the photoelectric effect, entered the body of Narayana, and that's why he became black, it seems. This is the Katha Kalakshapam bolte. Don't take it serious. This one, rasokti. This is called rasokti. Like that. So she's like looking like a vidyut, lightning, and like that. So very beautiful. Then there is a huge commotion, Garuda is shouting, Shanka is shouting, Lakshmi is shouting, kya ho raha hai, kya ho raha hai? So Shivaji came out of his Kailash, Brahmaji came out of Brahmaloka, Indra came out of, this thing, kya ho raha hai, kya ho raha hai? Then suddenly they had darshan of Narayana, because they go to milk ocean, they don't get darshan. But here, Narayana is going. Narayana. So then all 32 crore demigods are assembled. Narayana. There's a huge commotion. Say, kya ho raha hai? Why is going? Why is going? Gajendra is in distress. Like that. Then finally Narayana settled on the, Garuda convinced, I can take you. Then he sat on the Garuda. Then he left the pallu of Lakshmi. Then he took charge of Shanka Chakra Gada Padma he was wearing. So every day, early in the morning, we should remember this form of the Lord. Lord Narayana sitting on the Garuda. So when Garuda was, going, all the Vedic mantras they can be heard, Samaveda Ganam, right? And then immediately, Lord Narayana caught hold of Gajendra and pulled him out of the crocodile, and then he released his Sudarshan Chakra and killed crocodile. Because crocodile was not directly touched by Lord Narayana, he did not get liberation. Right? He went back to anyway. We are supposed to describe Putana pastime also, right? You want to hear?
Yes.
Shivani shocked. Don't worry, I will not continue. So he released Sudarshan Chakra, right? And then killed. So because he was Gajendra was touched by Lord Narayana, Gajendra immediately assumed 4-handed form. No. When Lord Narayana appeared, then Gajendra offered, there is only one flower. What is the Hridaya Padmam? One lotus flower. Only one lotus flower is left out because he only destroyed all the lotus flowers, but somehow by the will of providence, one lotus flower was not crushed. Then that lotus flower, along with his Hridaya Padmam, along with his heart, he offered to Krishna, Om Namo Narayanaya. Like that, he offered, he completely surrendered. Then immediately, Lord Narayana pulled him out of the grip of a crocodile, and then they immediately assumed the form of a four-handed form. Sarupya Mukti. Prabhupada says he attained Sarupya Mukti. Then he spoke very nicely. Then that Juhu, Gandharva, he actually got back his original position. Then went back to Gandharva Loka, offered obeisance to Krishna, and then went back to Gandharva Loka. Later on, Prabhupada says he also got liberation. But the Gajendra immediately he made him sit on the Garuda and personally took him back to Godhead. So anybody, Krishna says, anybody who hears this narration, he will certainly become free from all material entanglement, will go back to God. Hare Krishna. So every day, morning and morning, as soon as you rise early in the morning, as soon as you get up, you remember the form of the Lord Narayana sitting on the Garuda with Shanka Chakra Gada Padma and trying to save a crocodile and trying to save Gajendra. And then that Sarovar and Trikuta Parva, everything you should remember. So that is it. Almost. So you all enjoyed? भूल गया ना? Right? If you want to hear, I can go on. I have two more pastimes. One is Putana Suddhar and Brahmana's wives delivered. These two also I have prepared and come. Okay. I think you have to go back also, right? Thank you very much. All of you came and heard with Shraddha. So every Sunday I conduct these classes. You can come. Every Sunday evening, 5 to 7 p.m. we have this Bhagavatam class. You all can come. Okay. I hope you all enjoyed. Thank you very much for giving me this chance. The speaker gets more benefit than listeners because I was reading, right? I by-hearted all these prayers, 23 prayers I by-hearted. So I'm already started doing what I'm preaching. Every day morning, as soon as I wake up in the morning, I start chanting these prayers. When I'm alone, it's easy to remember the verses, but when you're in the public trying to give class and Krishna himself says in Bhagavad, Prabhupada himself says, unless Krishna's mercy is there, you cannot repeat the verse that you have learned. So whatever, sometimes we forget. But when you are alone, like that. So I feel it's very good, mornings start very well for me nowadays. Reciting Gajendra. So all of you, I request all of you, at least 4 or 5 prayers you remember. And then, after prayer, even if not all the prayers, all the prayers you can learn the meanings at least. Okay. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. We thank Guru by chanting 3 times Hare Krishna Amrutham. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram. Okay. Krishna, today is Ekadashi. But for tomorrow, for breaking your Dwadashi Paran, we have a Maha Laddu Prasad for everyone. See, this is the benefit of staying back the long life. So, Sushil Prabhu, Srinath Krishna Prabhu standing.
Tomorrow's kitna?
Srinath Krishna Prabhu standing there.
Tomorrow's this Ekadashi breaking fast is sponsored by Prashad Feast, is sponsored by Raseshwar Prabhu.
Hare Krishna. Tomorrow, Feast Prashadam, Dwadashi Feast Prashadam is sponsored by His Grace Raseshwar Prabhu. We thank for Laddu Mahaprasad, for Dwadashi Feast Prashad by chanting one time again. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Jagadguru Srila Prabhupada ki jai. His Grace Ram Prabhu ki jai. Samaveta Gaura Bhaktivedanta ki jai. Vayo Brahmande. Pandava Ekadashi Mahamahotsav ki jai.